Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's continuous discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. So, up yesterday, we have done 30 days, more than 60 hours. I think it's almost 70 hours of discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. And I'm so excited to hear that so many transformation happening, chanting 16 rounds, more than 16 rounds. Some even attempt to go for 64 rounds. That is something very truly exciting to hear that Bhaktiyaloka is creating a big transformation. And what they call, and some even want to make Bhaktiyaloka as their guidebook. They want to do a continuous discussion, studies. So I'm very happy to hear that. And I'm very honored because with all of your association and everything, I also could able to study this Bhaktiyaloka in detailed studies. All right. Most likely today will be the last class, but anyway, we'll try because we don't rush. Because the final portion carries lots of important instructions. So let's see. So we will go through the program. Okay. So before we start, let's do invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamayam Dadati Swaprantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamanam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasa Chidisitarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitai Kripa Dai Krishna Sambandha Vignana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudha Pasdanta Dvantharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtai Vipralambra Sambodhe Padam Bhujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vino Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtai Vipralambra Sambodhe Padam Bhujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Virayate Gauravir Bhava Bhumesthar Nidasa Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhoma Sri Jagannataya Te Namaha Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prima Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Garati Se Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Tude Devi Pranamami Hari Pri Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Priya Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Shri Krishna Namacharya Padai Vikram Okay. Welcome. Yellow. Hare Krishna. So today we gathered on 27th March 2025, Thursday. Thursday. Today is a very auspicious day because today is a Dwadasi. Dwadasi after this yesterday's Ekadasi, Papa Mochini Ekadasi. And also today is also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Dwadasi. I think today is also what do you call, if I'm not mistaken, Pradosham. Pradosham. Okay. So Pradosham means the day that all the sinful things can be eradicated. So on this day we gathered here, we're going to go on into further detailed discussions on Bhaktiyaloka. Okay, so let's see where we stopped yesterday. So yesterday we stopped at this, the proper procedure. Yes, Vaishnava Prabhu.
All many few sannyasis are down now, Prabhu.
Yes.
The 40th anniversary of Jagannath Mandir.
40th anniversary, yeah. Oh, I see. But they are here for what they call this Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They're having a youth gathering.
I mean, they come for that, Prabhu. And this 40th anniversary, Bharat Maharaj is there.
Yes.
From Chennai, then from Coimbatore, Bhakti Vinod Maharaj is there.
Yes.
A few of them, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
I saw they shared the thing. So much of activities are going on this weekend. So please don't miss it. So stay nearby.
Yeah.
Stay with your devotees. Yesterday I saw Jagannath Maharaj dancing.
Yeah.
Oh.
He left today morning at 4 o'clock.
He left to where?
To Vrindavan.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. 4 days of classes every day.
I think they're actually doing the right thing. Europeans do need to take more responsibility for their own defense and their own security.
Oh, man. Bye-bye. Man. Sorry. Eh?
It's okay.
Okay, so we start. So yesterday we did a nice discussion here. So there is so many rules and regulations for Grahastha, Vaishnava Grahastha, or married couple, married family, family, and also for renunciate, that means those who have accepted sannyasi. There are so many rules. So yesterday we saw that the rules for sannyas, right? So whatever rules and regulation, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he concluded that he says, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can obtain freedom from material existence, right? If you want to get real freedom from material existence, is simply by chanting the holy name. Okay? Indeed, simply chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Okay? It's so simple and so distinct. No? So just by chanting, theoretically it looks very simple, all right? But practically sometimes because of avidya. Avidya means ignorance, or because of this, our tongue is because of a jaundice kind of situation. Even the sweetest thing will taste bitter. Our tongue has gone numb. Because of the numbness, the tongue doesn't vibrate and we don't get the taste, and we find it that what is the point? I rather get down and do my studies. I rather go into temple service. Every Sunday I go to service in the temple, or I engage these kind of things, minusing chanting. Or like Ekadasi, they are so concerned about what food to eat, what food not to eat, and what is the diet formula that they should follow, and this thing. But the ultimate goal of all these things is to chant the holy name. All right. So chanting should be the basic. So chanting is basically, it's like it's just like a seed. No, when you take a seed and put it in a ground, you sow it in a ground, right? It doesn't make sense how the tree grows. Okay, and the process for the tree to grow, for the process of the seed to grow, and turn into a mighty banyan tree or whatever mighty tree, the process is something that doesn't make sense at all. That is, simply pour water on it. Just by watering the seed, watering the pot, means once you sow the seed, just by pouring a little water into that, the seed can fructify and turn into a mighty banyan tree. Doesn't make sense at all. Yes or not? The process is very simple. Just pour water on it. No need to do anything else. No need to sit and meditate there. No need to think of how the process is going to happen. No need to put a camera underneath, make sure that the seed is really properly growing. It doesn't make sense at all. Simply pour water. So by simply pouring water, the tree, the seed will be nourished, and some or other the roots will start to come out, and it turn into and eventually it turn into a mighty tree. So similarly, in order for us to, for the seed of bhakti to fructify in our heart and turn into a creeper that eventually can go reach up to Goloka Vrindavan, all right? As the creeper grows, it just carries you with you. It just simply carry you. You don't even need to climb the tree. You just put there, you just hold the creeper, and the creeper will just take you straight to Goloka Vrindavan. And what you need to do, just like watering that doesn't make sense can create a banyan tree, simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, knowingly, unknowingly, jokingly, or frustratedly, whatever situation, when you just go on chanting the holy name of the Lord, okay, and that is the thing that can take you to the ultimate destination, back home, back to God. Other than this method, there's no other method. You can cook the first class prashadam for Krishna. You can do the most opulent deity worship for Krishna. You know, you can do a very expensive fight. You can call 9 brahmanas. All of them will sit around. They can do a very opulent yagya, opulent fire sacrifice. Opulent yagya, opulent deity worship. You can do opulent service, cooking, and everything. But the creeper of bhakti only sprout when we just simply chant the holy name. Just like, again, as I said, because some devotees just joining, just like how the seed that can you put into the ground, how the seed grows, it doesn't make sense. And the process of making the seed to grow is simply pour water. That's all. So that means, and another thing that just by simply pouring water, the seed will grow. It doesn't make sense. Similarly, simply by chanting the holy name, you can go. So it doesn't make sense. But we have the faith. We must have the faith. Because we are in the jaundice situation, our tongue has gone numb. We feel anything sweet, it seems to be very bitter. But how to get rid of that? Go on taking what they call syrup, the sweet syrup. You just drink it. You're so stirred. It is so bitter. It's okay. Just go on taking it. Eventually, the bitterness will subside and the sweetness will prevail. Okay? By simply going on chanting constantly. Not one day you chant, 2 days you don't chant. Right? Every day, constantly, when you just make a point to chant the holy name of the Lord, you could be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Then in this age of Kali, there is no other religious principle. Okay? You can think of doing a lot of other charity work and everything. It doesn't make sense. You just do some piety, that's all. Right? You get some blessings. That's all. No big deal at all. Okay? But because in the age of Kali, there's no other religious principle other than chanting the holy name, other than you chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and there's no other way. And this holy name is the essence of all Vedic hymns. There's a lot of Vedic hymns, there's a lot of mantras, but the essence, right? The essence of it is to chant the holy name. This is the purport of all scriptures. Then after that, compared to the ocean of transcendental bliss, that means comparing to the ocean, not an ordinary, but ocean. Ocean is so vast. Ocean of what? Transcendental bliss. Transcendental means spiritual, very nice feeling, and is blissful. That is beyond happiness. Bliss is something that beyond happiness, right? I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm a deceived. But blissful means the only place that you can get bliss is spiritual life, because the kind of spiritual empowered happiness, we call it as bliss, right? So the ocean, I mean, you're talking about just a drop of bliss itself, we feel so good. When we come to Hare Krishna every Sunday, we just chant some Hare Krishna mantra, we just dance a beat, we eat little prasadam, we feel so good, please. And imagine when you start to drown in ocean of bliss, what will happen? Ocean, we are not talking about a drop. We are telling an ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean. Imagine, Indian Ocean, can you imagine how big and vast and deep? So comparing to the ocean of transcendental bliss, that is tasted by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. All right? Maha Mantra, all right? The pleasure derived. So comparing this chanting and the pleasure from impersonal Brahman realization. That means people who don't chant, but they simply want to realize the impersonal Brahman. All right, like a shallow water in a canal. Is like a shallow water in a canal. So example, what Bhaktiyaloka is it says, ocean. Chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is an ocean of transcendental bliss. But if not this, if you want to seek and meditate and achieve impersonal Brahman, all right, like what? Like we talk about like Buddhism, Jainism, like this speculative knowledge like Mayavadis, all right? They want to merge into that in nirvana. They just want to merge into that. It is just like a shallow water or in a canal. There's a canal, all right? In Malay we call it terusan, right? Canal. You see the water is so shallow. So shallow. Just imagine the water is running so low. Okay, it is just a shallow water in a canal. But chanting the Hare Krishna, it is ocean of transcendental. Okay, then after that, it says one should strictly follow the principle of always chanting the holy name. So one should strictly follow the principle. That's why what I say, you can't follow any other principle. It's okay. You're struggling to give up non-vegetarian, struggling to give up alcohol, struggling to give up illicit sex, struggling to give up what they call gambling. It's okay, never mind. All right, don't struggle to control that because it's a very strong energy. All right, try to kill that habit from the root. And where do you kill the habit from the root? By simply chanting the holy name. So must strictly follow. No matter what, I strictly follow the chanting of the holy name. And after that, he says, but for pure devotee, one should be satisfied with whatever he gets easily. Right? So over endeavoring, it is no good. Anything that's supposed to be yours, you will get it easily. You get it. Anything that's supposed to be yours, you will get it very easily. So anything that's supposed not to be yours, you have to work hard for it. So whenever you are working hard to achieve something, right? I'm working so hard in this MLM business or in this insurance business. Well, everybody say 100 rejection, 1,000 rejection, everybody says no to you. Right? Then you go on working. No, I still have the faith. I can do it. Okay? That's it. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also say the same thing. Anything that's supposed to be yours, you should get easily. And this is also from my personal experience, being a businessman and everything. So I start to have that belief. Anything that you need to work so hard to achieve it, it is actually not yours. And once you get it, it will never last with you. All right? Because like for instance, in Ipoh, there's even in TR hospital, that HPUK, Hospital Bhagya, the mental hospital, there are so many people who are very successful. Okay, I'll give you one example, which I've seen with my own eyes. Right? The few boys, the mentally challenged boys, which are not so bad, they are sober, with medication, they are quite okay. They came for last Janmashtami, Krishna Janmashtami, to our temple to cook. Not to cook, to cut vegetable. Because we need a lot of volunteer service. We don't have enough manpower, so we called from the people from the home, the nursing home for the mental illness, right? Because Ipoh, we have the TR hospital, the mental hospital. So the group of boys came, and one particular boy, Indian boy, he looked like so decent, but of course they are all shaven heads and everything. Then the caretaker, who is also our congregation member, she said, I said, oh, okay. She said, Prabhu, I bring all these boys to come and cut vegetable. I said, oh, thank you so much, Mataji. And after that, she said, can you see that boy? I said, yes. You know what? He's a doctor. He's a doctor. Right? But because of he studied, he did his medicine, he became a doctor, he did the houseman and everything. But because of the stress of being a doctor and everything, he couldn't take it. That's gone mad. And the whole family rejected him. And they threw him into that this thing. He said, just look after him. It's a wasted investment, something like that. Can you imagine? Because then after that, we start to realize, oh, the boy, he's the person who always never give up. He's the person who trained to work. So anything that is not going to be yours, okay, it is a hard struggle to acquire it. So anything that's supposed to be yours will come to you easily. So by following the paths of speculative philosophical knowledge, fruitive activity, and mystic yoga to control sense, one cannot satisfy Krishna. You cannot please Krishna by doing this philosophical knowledge, fruitive activity, or do this kind of a mystic yoga to control the sense. you don't inspire, you don't attract Krishna to you, right? So only unalloyed. That means unalloyed means the devotional service which has no motivation, right? There's no kind of there's no intention. I do this, Krishna, what are you going to give me? No business transaction, right? And proper instruction for accepting a spiritual master, okay, is given in Chaitanya. Okay, so that means I'm sorry, taken a wrong one. Sorry, yeah. Okay, now what Bhakti, I mean, this verse is saying is, okay, unalloyed devotional service to Krishna, unalloyed devotional love for Krishna is the only cause for the Lord's satisfaction. All right, when we're going to read this nectar of devotion, we will understand that Krishna will give you everything. Okay, if you want liberation, Krishna can give you liberation. Is it a good deal? How many of you want liberation? Moksha? Krishna will give you. All right. The one and only thing Krishna will be very reluctant to give you, you know what? Prema, devotional service. He's very reluctant to give you that pure devotional service. He's reluctant. You know why he's reluctant? Because when you give, when Krishna gives you that pure devotional service, Krishna is considered sold to you. So Krishna will become very indebted with you. So Krishna is sold. That means Krishna becomes under your control. For that reason, Krishna will never give pure devotional service. The pure devotional service only to be get through the devotees. You know, imagine you go to Krishna, oh dear Krishna, give me pure devotional service. Looks like he won't give you. But if you go to Mother Radharani and all the acharyas, you go to the spiritual master, you go to Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, my dear Guru Varga, my dear Acharya, my dear Rupa Goswami, my dear Sanatan Goswami, the Sat Goswami, oh my Lord, oh my Prabhu, please give me pure devotional service. Only they can give you. You go to Krishna, Krishna will never give you. So now you know where to pray. If you want a pure devotional service, don't pray to Krishna. Pray to Acharya. Pray to Srimati Radharani. So Srimati Radharani's expansion is all the Acharyas. All right. So, sorry, all the Manjaris and Sakhis. Okay, all these. Okay, am I speculating? Once we start nectar of devotion, you'll understand what I mean. Okay, because I was listening to the lecture this morning, I was thinking, wow, that is very impressive. So we don't go to Krishna and ask for prema, go to the devotees and surrender to them and ask them to engage you in that prema. All right. So, okay. So unalloyed devotional love for Krishna only cause the Lord's satisfaction. The Krishna will be very happy. All right. Okay. Now today we're going to start our today's session. The proper procedure. Now let's look at the proper procedure and proper instruction for accepting a spiritual master. What is the proper procedure and proper instruction to accept a spiritual master is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 8, text 128, 221 and 229 as follows. Hi bhavipra ki banyasi trudra ke nanaya ye Krishna tattva veta se guru hoyo raganu gamarge tonre bhajaye jana je jana poi braje brajendra nandana siddha dehe chinti kare tahani sevana saki bhave payo Radha Krishna re charana. Whether, that means, in other words, whether one is a Brahmana, sannyasi, or even Sudra, regardless what he is, regardless means he can be even outcast, even can be high, regardless what he is, he can become a spiritual master. Okay, please underline this statement. He can become a spiritual master if he knows the signs of Krishna. All right? Whether one is a Brahmana, sannyasi, or Shudra, regardless what he is, he can become a spiritual master if he knows the signs of Krishna. If one worships the Lord on the path of spontaneous love, goes to Vrindavan. So what is a spontaneous love? Can anyone tell me what is a spontaneous love? What do you call that spontaneous love? Yes, Prabhu, Vaishnava Prabhu.
Bhava.
Bhava, yes. So the spontaneous love here means, right, is called, this is the term we call it as Bhava, right? This is called Bhava, spontaneous love, right? So the spontaneous love we call Bhava, and the spontaneous love will lead one to Prema, right? So the spontaneous means, that means you do not need to be motivated. Okay? It become like your second nature, right? So Lord on the path of Bhava, of spontaneous love, and goes to Vrindavan. He receives the shelter of Rajendra Nandana, the son of Nanda Maharaj. After thinking of Radha and Krishna and their pastime for a long time, and after getting completely free from material contamination, one is transferred to the spiritual world. That's when you are transferred. Okay, so transfer is something that you cannot ask, but you only can request. You cannot ask. Okay, that means you cannot decide. I want to get transfer here, transfer there. No, you can just request. All right. So once you do that very well, so then once Krishna finds that you're okay, all right, you will be transferred to spiritual world. There, okay, what happened there? There, the devotee attains opportunity to serve Radha and Krishna as one of the gopis, my dear Prabhus and mothers. So what are the possibilities of you when you go back home, back to Godhead? Please underline this statement. So what are the things that you're going to get? Okay, you go to Goloka Vrindavan, what are you going to do? You will have the opportunity to serve Radha and Krishna as one of the gopis. That means, oh my God, that means if I go there, I'll become a feminine form. Nobody knows, right? Right? Because in spiritual world, you can take any form as you wish. Only in material world, you are only given this, right? Huh? Just like okay, I don't go deep into that deep. So that means you get a chance, opportunity to serve Radha and Krishna as one of the gopis, or Gopals, or Manjaris, or Sakis. Doesn't matter. But we are back home, and we have go to a constitutional position as a servant. That's why we are known as Dasanudas, the servant of Krishna. Okay. So one needs always associate with devotees. He only need to associate with devotees. Okay. One should associate with So one should associate with affectionate devotees who are more advanced. So okay, now associate with devotees, and whatever devotees you should associate with the affectionate devotees, right? Yet of the same temperament. The best is if you have a same kind of mindset, same temperament, right? Like sometimes even when a devotee like when the devotee is like a youth, so better to choose an advanced youth devotee. Don't go look for old men, right? So what with the same temperament? Okay. So as I explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 8.251. Shreyo Mate Kona, Shreyo Jivere Haishara, Krishna Bhakta Sangha, Vina Shrey Nahayara. Out of auspiciousness and beneficial activities, which is the best for the living entities? Ramananda Rai said, oh, the only auspicious activity is the association with devotee of Krishna. Right? So the only auspicious activity is when we associate with the devotee of Krishna. Although Vaishnava come from a bona fide sampradaya, his association should be considered according to the Lord's statement in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela. Now, even Vaishnava come from a bona fide sampradaya, his association should be considered. How we should consider the association? Now, it's mentioned in Madhya Leela, chapter 9, 276, 277. Prabhu Kohe. Kohe means Prabhu said. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Karmi Jnani Dui Bhakti Hina, Tomara Sampradaya Deki Se Dui Chinna. Sabe Eka Guna Deki Tomara Sampradaye Satya Vigraha Kari Ishvara Karahe Nischay. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said both the fruitive workers and the speculative philosophers, both fruitive workers, karmis, and speculative philosophers, jnanis, are considered non-devotees. We have read that so many times. Bhakti Vinod Thakur was hammering the point. Don't associate with fruitive workers, karmi, and don't associate with mayavadi. They will kill your bhakti, right? So they all are considered as non-devotees, okay? But we see both elements present in your sampradaya, all right? But we see that both elements also appear in your sampradaya. That means in our sampradaya, there's a fruitive workers and there's also speculative philosophers, right? But the difference is, there is one is non-devotee, all right? They are non-devotees. But in our sampradaya, in our devotee association, we also have the same thing. We have speculative knowledge. We also have fruitive workers. We not all the devotees are given up everything. There are some people and they want to, like for instance, the parents are still educating the children. So one day the children become a doctor, engineer. It's also fruitive workers, right? But the difference is, but the only qualification that I see in your sampradaya is that you accept the form of the Lord as true, Param Satya. We have accept even that Satya Vigraha. Satya means truth. Vigraha means deity or form. Satya Vigraha Kari, Ishware Karahi Nischaya. That means you are really accept and you firm faith that you accept the form of the Lord as truth. That's the only difference. But non-devotees, they don't accept that, right? One should not remain in the place. Now another thing, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is mentioning here, that very important point that to consider. One should not remain in the place where incompatible mixture of mellows or contradiction in the conclusion of devotional service are presented. So one should not remain in a place. I mean, you should not stay in a place where incompatible mixture of mellows. Okay, incompatible mixture. Mellow means rasa or the segment. Incompatible mellows or contradiction. Sometimes you must be very careful. When you go to India, and especially to Vrindavan, we must know with whom we are associating. But of course, you go to Vrindavan, you should respect everyone, even the pig on the road. All right, you don't go and worship the pig or pay obeisances, but you must respectful. Even the pig to be born in Vrindavan, it has done some kind of great piety. Right? So we have very good. So in Vrindavan, Prabhupada explains that you must be very, very respectful and careful in dealing with everyone. Right? And in Vrindavan also there's one group, all the men, everybody will believe, like just now we saw the statement. When you go back home, you could be able to serve Krishna like a gopi. You will take your original form as gopi. When? After you give up this body. You give up this male body, give up your false ego, all the subtle body, false ego, mind and intelligence, everything, even the subtle body has kept behind, the gross body has kept behind. You go as a pure form, devoid of identification. Because in this subtle body, in this material condition, we have identification. I am a man, I am this, I am that. Once take the form of a pig, I am the pig. I am the king of all pigs. This kind of things is available everywhere, in all species of life. That's why in every living entity, you see, there is a thing called domination. Right? Even you see the trees, even you see creepers. One tree will grow fight with another tree, and some or other it want to dominate. So there is a lot of domination happening. You understand? Right? So there's a one cell also want to dominate another cell. When it start to spread, it turn into a cancer cell. That means it's become like a terrorist. The cell become mutate and become a terrorist. Right? Then like that. So that means there in every living species in this universe, in this creation, there's a thought of domination. Because that is what inbuilt in your intelligent false ego. False ego doesn't only appear in human being. Even you go to this one street, there's a dog, and they say, I'm the king of the dog. Right? Nobody enters. And beside the dog, there'll be another dog running. He said, I am the servant of the king dog. Right? And beside the king, the secretary dog, there'll be all the other puppies and dogs will be running behind. I am the servant of the king dog. That means I'm servant to the secretary. And they all create one groupism. When they see another dog that trying to enter the territory, and they start to this thing. And even that silly Tamil song also, there's a song, right? Engal area உள்ளுக்கு வராதே, whoa, something like that. My area don't come in and they bark like a dog, right? So it is a dog, cat and dog civilization. So what happened? These people in Vrindavan, they start to understand that, okay, so you have to give up all these identification, you go back home in a pure spirit, right? But there's a group of people, they say, oh, okay, once I go back, I'm going to be gopi. Now itself, all the people start to dress up like a gopi and start dancing. They start to meditate dancing Rasa Leela. Can you imagine a man dancing like a Rasa Leela? Like, like in other words, like pondans, They think they are pondans. Eunuch, all right, eunuch. But actually, they are not eunuch. They simply dress up. They are not the real eunuch, they are not real pondans. Sometimes pondans, they have that kind of imbalance of the thing that they become girlish. No, they are actually real men, real deceit, but they start to meditate that they are gopis and they start to dance like a gopi. All right. So once Prabhupada heard that and some of his disciples did that, he was condemned them. No, he criticized, says, stop at once. What nonsense you're doing? Because when they go there, they can get attracted. So that's why we have to be very careful when you go to Vrindavan. When you go to Vrindavan, make sure you associate with people that you did. The safest place to associate, if you go to Vrindavan, go to ISKCON, Krishna Balaram Mandir. All right, go there. Take advice from them. All right. And of course, there's certain selected Gaudiya Maths. Like Keshavaji Math, there's a place where Prabhupada accepted sannyasi, Bhakti Pranya Swami. Bhakti Keshava Pranya Swami. So these are the certain place. Don't simply go everybody with tilak. Oh, I'm all devotee. Again, Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. Right? Even there is thing, you don't know what is the background, just show obeisances. Be respectful to everybody. But the association, choose and select. All right. So now, that's why I say one should not remain in a place. So when you see all this kind of mixture of mellows, all this kind of mixture, all these things happen. All right. The conclusion of the devotional service is present. Okay. Now he says, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 10, 113, following statement. Bhakti Siddhanta Viruddha Ara Rasa Bhasa Shunitena Hoy Prabhura Chittera Ullasa. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never pleased to hear books or verses opposed to conclusive statement of devotional service. Any books or this thing that doesn't come with the conclusion of the devotional service, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is never pleased. Like there's some devotees, he say, oh, actually, I would like to go and study some other literature like Kena Upanishad, all this kind of thing. They have volumes of books. All these are not all useless attempt, right? So, okay, the Lord did not like hearing Rasabhas. Okay, Rasabhas or the overlapping of transcendental mellows. Like I said just now, all the men start to act like a gopi and dance like a gopi, Rasabhas. Right? He did not like hearing all these kind of overlapping of transcendental mellow. So these kind of things we have to be very, very careful. Right? One should carefully gather the good qualities. Now, one should carefully gather the good qualities needed for devotional service. All the good qualities they have to gather. The nature of a devotee is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 772 as follows. Mahanubhavera chittera svabhava ehoi pushpa sama komala katina vajramaya. This is the nature of the mind. This is the nature of the mind of an uncommon personality. Uncommon personality means, that means the person who are not common like devotee, right? Uncommon. Sometimes it is soft like a flower. Sometimes it's soft like a flower. And sometimes it's hard like a thunderbolt. Right? Sometimes you see, like Prabhupada, he's so soft and so meek, small size, so nice. So, it's like so lovable. But when he gets angry, Krishna, the disciples, the Western disciples, all be shivering. I suggest that you all should start reading Prabhupada Leela. When Prabhupada says he wants it, things will just work out. All right? And Prabhupada can go as hard as a thunderbolt. Sometimes when I was reading that book, God, so that's the thing. So the devotees can have nature of the mind. Okay, they can be as soft. Pushpa Sama Komala. At the same time, the flock can also, the devotee can also become Vajranmaya. Vajramaya, thunderbolt. Thunderbolt, like lightning, you know. Okay, as hard as a lightning. Tattina. The welfare activity of devotee is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 839 as follows. So it says, okay, Mahanta Swabhava e Tarite Pamar, Nija Karyanahi Tabuyan Taragara. It is the general practice of all people, saintly people, to deliver the fallen. It's a general practice of all saintly people, okay, to deliver the fallen. Therefore, they go to people's house, although they have no personal business there. That means they go to the people's house. They go, although they have no business, they go like Sankirtan. You go knock on people's door and sing Hare Krishna, ask them to sing, right? Like that. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 11.4, it says the Lord gives an example on how a devotee should pledge. How a devotee should pledge. Prabhu said, Kaho tumi nohi kichu boy, Yogya hoile parigo, ayogya hoile nai. The Lord gave a Bhattacharya assurance that he could speak without fear, but added that if his statement was suitable, he would accept it. And if it were not, he would reject it. Okay. So he says that Lord gave Bhattacharya assurance that he could speak without fear. You can speak, no problem. But added that his statement was suitable, must be suitable, then Krishna will accept. If it not, he would reject. So the benefit of dealing effects. So now, okay, now let's talk about the devotee of doing Sankirtan. The devotee that doing congregational preaching, like we have a Sunday, every Sunday, right? Vivan, Kesavan, and there's two boys, Gopi, there's a new boy who just joined us, Keshava. I think, no, what is it? Shiv, all right, from Shiva, from Johor, he's here, Polytechnic. Then, okay, Saki, my daughter, they just started. Okay, anyway. So all these, Pundrik Prabhu, all of them are going to house and create these kind of things. Okay, so that is something which is how wonderful the service is, right? Because in Chaitanya Charitamrita itself, it's already mentioned. Okay, that is, in general practice, all saintly people to deliver the fallen. So that means if you are doing this, you are considered like saintly. Therefore, they go to people's house, although they got no personal business there. They simply go there, knock on the door, and ask people to chant Hare Krishna. It's a very glorious service. All right, now. So, at the same time, you go there, make sure you talk without fear. You could speak without fear, but don't talk nonsense. And make sure that you talk statement that is suitable. Krishna will accept it. But if you're not, Krishna would reject it. So, you must be very careful. Okay? The benefit of dealing affectionately. So now, what is the benefit of dealing affectionately with devotee? Okay, what is the benefit of having an affectionate, loving relation, affectionate, right? He says, Prabhu kohe, tumi Krishna bhakata pradhan, toma ke ye priti kare, say Bhaktyavan. Is what is a Bhaktyavan, the most fortunate. So that means the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my dear Ramananda Rai, you are the foremost of all devotee of Krishna. Among devotees, you are the greatest. Therefore, whoever loves you is certainly very fortunate person. All right? Whoever loves you. There's also a book about this conversation. But the conversation between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, there's around Madhya Lila area. You can read. Okay? Now, firm determination is for one's attachment described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 1231 as follows. Kintu anuragi lokera swabhav eka hoy, istana poile nija prana se chadai. Still, isn't it the nature of an attached man to give up his life if he does not attain his desired object? So now he's asking, right? Is it a nature of an attachment, a person who was so attached to something and he don't give up and he don't attain it, he give up his life? No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, isn't that the nature? Still, isn't that the nature of an attachment to give up his life? Then he commits suicide if he doesn't attain his desired good. So like that. So that means attachment can even kill, right? Like sometimes you're so attached to something, sometimes like the loved ones and all this, suddenly they leave, or suddenly it's like a breakup, the man can't tahan or the girl cannot take it, they go to commit suicide. All these are not worth it, right? So attachment is there. So teaching others. Okay, actually now what we are learning here, we are learning entire conclusion, entire summary of Bhaktiyaloka, right? So nature. Now we understand about nature. Now, next is teaching others. By one good example is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. How to teach others. Tumi bala kariyacha shikaha anyare. E mata bala karma seho yena kare. The Lord would say, you have done well. Please teach the others so that they may act in the same way. Right? So that's how we should teach others through our own example. The need for the care and eagerness in the execution of devotional service described. That means the need for care and eagerness. Described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 24.171. Yatna graha vina bhakti na janmaya prema. Without sincere endeavor in devotional, without sincere endeavor in devotion, one cannot attain love of God. Okay, without the sincere endeavor, right, you cannot attain. The need of giving up, the need for giving up association of logicians is described in the Chaitanya Charita. Why we should give up the association of Jnani, the logician, right? Usually everybody seems outside, they are very logician. So what is the need to give up? Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 12.183 says, Tartika Srigala Sangha, this is very nice word. Tarkila Shrigala Sange Be Biu Kari. Se Muke E Sada Kahi Krishna Hari. So now let's look at the word here. Tarkila Shrigala. Shrigala Sange. What is Shrigala? In Malay we call Srigala. Wolf. See, all the words in Malay actually came from our Indian language. Tamil, Bengali, Sanskrit, Hindi, All right. What they call wolf in Tamil?
Nari.
Nari. Nari Kuttam. Nari is a wolf. Nari is not hyena, is it?
Prabhu. Nari தான் சொல்லுவாங்க.
Yeah. All right. Now you say Tarkika Srigala Sange. So in the association of the jackals, look at the word. The association of jackals. Jackals mean what? Sarigala Sange. Sange means association. All right, which is the logician. So here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is comparing this the logicians, the scientists, the one who thinks that they are very clever, very intelligent. They are equal to jackal because they only know how to howl at night. Oh, jackals, Sarigala, right? Known as logician. I simply continue to bark a resounding pew pew. Oh, the sound that the wolf make. Oh, like that, right? So he says, Tarkika Srigala Sange, Biu Kari. So in the association of jackal known as logician, I simply continue to bark, resounding Biu like that. So it's no point. From the same mouth, I'm chanting the holy name of Krishna and Hari. So he says, when he sees that this kind of logician, he simply talk like a howling. The wolf howl, right? Oh, during the full moon, when I see them, I just talk as though like I'm howling. Oh, like that. But I'm using the same mouth to chant the holy name of Krishna. Okay, so Lord Chaitanya is making such a nice statement. An example of unhappiness. Now, another thing is an example of unhappiness by seeing the distress of others. Okay, what is the sometimes when you see people are not happy, by seeing other people suffering. Mentioned in Madhya 15.162-160 as follows. Jivera dukka deki mora hirdaya vidhare sarva jivera papa prabhu dehe mora sire jivera papa lana muni karunarak boga sagala jivera prabhu guchaha bhavaroga. My Lord, my heart breaks to see the suffering of conditioned soul. Therefore, I request you to transfer the karma of their sinful life upon my head. Right? My dear Lord, let me suffer perpetually in a hellish condition. Let me suffer perpetually in a hellish condition, accepting all the sinful reaction of all living entities. Please finish their diseased material life. This is how merciful is pure devotee of the Lord. Okay. Sometimes we must understand this statement, because I believe somewhere in your life, you may encounter this. You may encounter this situation. All right. See, sometimes when we offer our merit or accumulate our auspiciousness in devotional service, right? Say once a week you're chanting Hare Krishna, once in a while you come to temple to eat prasadam, all that merits are acquiring. Similarly, when you engage in service very seriously, there's also benefit. Okay, that's thing. But when you offer your all your devotional merit, you offer to everybody. And after that, you say, please take all their karma, put it on my head. Let everybody around me go back to Godhead. Let me alone go to hell and suffer their consequences. Right? Sometimes it may happen. Make sure don't get carried away. That's why being sober is the best activity of a devotee. Sometimes out of agitation, unarchi vasam. Okay, I don't want to mention there's one particular devotee was first-class devotee, right? When one of the sibling was suffering and the doctor says that he won't make it. The doctor says he will never make it. He's going to die. That's it. And that devotee was so much attached to the brother until the devotee said, "Oh Krishna, please save my brother. Let him take all my good merit, everything that I've acquired for the last many years of practicing. Let him have everything. Save him." And miraculously, he came out of that. And it's a surprise. He came out of that death way. He came out. But that devotee have lost all luster. That devotee lost everything. Until the devotees start to manifest all that character, the natural character. Because as we practice bhakti, our natural character, everything gets subdued. But the natural character start to emanate. And through the emanation of the natural character, that devotee has lost all composure, all luster, and that devotee became a joke, and that devotee became became like another neophyte. Basically, the devotee lost everything. I don't want to mention anything else other than this. But what I'm saying is, whatever you are listening to this thing, no, how many verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita have we read? I think so far have we read something like what, few hundred verses in last 30 days? Probably, right? So imagine even each verse are so purifying. And after that, how many Ekadasi we have chanted? How many days we have done? So all these things we have accumulated. Okay? Don't say, oh, I give my piety, like this. That's one way of doing it. I don't want to mention that because I don't want you to practice that. Because this is the time. Who can do that? Who can do this kind of things? Jivera papalana muni karun narakka boga. Let me go there. Sagala jiveras. Every living entity, Prabhu, let them go. Ujja bhavaroga. Okay, let me suffer. All right? Let them finish their disease. Right? But that, who can say that? The pure devotee of Krishna. All right? The one who are deceived. But when we are coming up, struggling, it's just like I only got 10 ringgit and I'm a beggar and I'm helping another beggar. Doesn't make sense. I'm a beggar. I go around beg money. Can you give me some money? I only got 2 ringgit. And suddenly another beggar come. Can you spare me 1 ringgit? But can you spare? Oh, really? Yeah? You don't have money? Yeah? Never mind. I give you. Come on. Doesn't make sense. You are a beggar and you're helping another beggar. You want to help another beggar, become a millionaire, become a rich man, become a compatible person, get a job or do something steady. When you have a steady flow of income, so I'm an ex-beggar and I know how the beggar feels like. You go and help the beggar. But don't go and help a beggar when you yourself are a beggar. Okay, it's very, very dangerous. Don't ever carry it away when in this kind of environment. Sometimes this kind of environment I'm just giving, right? Don't get carried away and lose your listing. All right. And there's another thing also will spoil your bhakti when you start to curse. Right. These 2 things I've also experienced it very nicely. Right. That's another long story. So the curse, when you curse someone, you will lose all your lustrous, you lose all the good qualities and all the piety of bhakti, everything will disappear on the spot. So not worth it. So the need of pure heart. Okay, it's already 9:56. Shall we take a short break? Yes. Someone has to. Please share. No. Cannot. This is very confidential. If I share that, I will go into all these things that I'm supposed to forget. Yesterday itself, half of the thing I start to remember. Okay, we take a short break. Okay, now it's paused. Hey, is it recording? I don't really get the messages now. Unhappiness by seeing distress of others. That means when the devotee sees others are suffering, they become very unhappy. You know, the devotee, always they have so much of love. And when they see others are suffering, they can't take it. And they want to go forward and help them. So what they know, the devotees, what the only strength, power they have is the power of devotion. You know, and they know that power of devotion can liberate one from this material condition. So what the devotee sometimes will do, I will take whatever punyam that I got as in that service, whatever things that I've got, I want to give it away to others so that they can come out of this material condition. And I take all their karma because they're suffering because of the karma. I take all their karma, so I'll suffer in hell. So that's why the devotees who are pure in heart, they couldn't see other people suffering. They are not happy seeing others are in distress. So what you're doing, Kesav, you're doing a good job. You and Vivan and all the devotees, you are going to every house to tell them to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. You're doing that program. You are somehow or other encouraging everyone. So that's one way of removing the distress is by doing this Sankirtan. You got it?
Okay, Prabhu.
Right. Now let's follow. The need of pure heart is described. What is the need for the pure heart? Okay, described in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 15.274. Sahaja Nirmala e Brahmana Hirdaye Krishnera Vasitaye Yogya Sthana Hoy. The heart of a Brahmana by nature very clean. Therefore, it is proper place for Krishna to sit. The heart of a Brahmana is by nature very clean. Therefore, it's a proper place for Krishna to sit. Okay. So we must understand that we are actually our material body, even though it's made of matter, but we are purifying ourselves. We are putting the tilak all over our body. That means we are turning this body into a temple. So we have to keep it clean, right? So one must give up envy. Okay. Or the distress arising from seeing other prosperity. So what is envy? That means the unhappiness to see other people happy. That sometimes a devotee is unhappy to see other people suffer. But a non-devotee or a neophyte, they become unhappy to see other people are very happy. Right? So in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 15.275 is described. Matsarya Chandala Kene Ihan Vashaile Parama Pavitra Sthana Appavitra Koile. Why have you allowed jealousy to sit also? Because of this, you have become like a Chandala, the lowest of men. Okay, now Chaitanya will say, why have you allowed jealousy to sit here also? Matsarya Chandala. Right? Why do you allow this jealousy to sit here also? And because of this, you have become a Chandala, lowest man. Chandala means dog eater. In Tamil, we call Sandala. They Sandala. No, sometimes they say Sandala. All right? The lowest of men. And you have also contaminated the most purified place. That's your heart. So remember, jealousy and enviousness is something which is a great contamination. So one must be a staunch follower. One must be a staunch follower of Lord Chaitanya. Okay, it's described in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 16.148. Prabhu lagi dharma karma chaude bhakta gana bhakta dharma hani prabhura na hoy sahana. All the devotees would abandon all the devotees would abandon all kinds of duties for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The devotees would abandon all kinds of duties for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sake, all right, for his sake. Yet the Lord did not take the devotees giving up their promised duties. Okay, but the Lord still do not like the devotees giving up their promised duties. So we have to take a promise, we take a vow, we're going to do that. All right. So even that, the Lord is not happy, but the devotees will simply abandon everything for the sake of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. The need to complete. Okay, now what is the need to need to completely abandon faults. Okay, what is that? Need to give up all kind of faults. Okay, it's mentioned Madhya 20.91. Se kene rakibe tomar sheshe vishay boga. Roga kandi sat vaidya na rakshe shesha roga. Why should Krishna allow you to maintain last bit of material attachment? Why should Krishna allow you to maintain a last bit of material attachment? After vanquishing a disease, a good physician does not allow any disease to remain. All right. So that means when if you see a good doctor, when he treat you, he makes sure that all the things is totally removed. All right. A devotee faith in conclusion of devotional, and the devotee's faith in the conclusion of devotion is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 20-62. It says, Shraddha Shabde Vishvashe Kohe Suhirda Nishchaya. Krishne Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hoya. By rendering transcendental loving service to Krishna, one automatically perform all subsidiary activities. This confident, firm faith, favorable to the discharge of devotional service is called Shraddha. Right? What is that? The confident, firm faith and favorable discharge of devotional service is called Shraddha. That means, in other words, when you perform devotional service, you are considered done everything. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, right? When you simply surrender to me, perform the devotional service, all the karma yoga, jnana yoga, whatever things, or hatha yoga, all the things that you're supposed to do is considered done. All right? When we perform devotional service. Okay. The need for total surrender. What is the need for the total surrender? This guy Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 22.102. Sharanalana kare Krishna Atma Samarpana. Krishna tare kare tat kale Atma Sama. When devotee does fully surrender unto Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna accepts him as one of his confidential associates. Okay. So when a devotee does surrenders unto Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna accepts him as one of his confidential associates. Right? What is surrender means? That means you don't have any this thing, you just surrender everything. You become like a menial servant, maid servant. Okay. So just like you can have all the, just like what happened when the Japanese surrendered to America, they have to put down their weapon, they put down all the things, and they surrender and they follow what they say, right? That is called surrender. So one must give up atheistic philosophies. Okay, they must give up with repentance. Maybe you have to repent. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Now I made a big mistake. Depend in Chaitanya mentioned in CC Madhya 25.40. Paramartha Vichalagele Karimatra Vadvada Kohan Mukti Pava Kohan Krishnera Prasada. The atheists headed by Mayavadi philosophy do not care for liberation or Krishna's mercy. They simply continue to put forward false argument and counter theories to atheistic philosophy and not considering the engaging spiritual matters. So this is what the atheist is all about. So we have to give up. So the devotee should always be neutral. Okay, the devotee always must be neutral. Described in Antyalila 3.23. Nirapeksha nahile dharma na yaya rakshani. Without being neutral, one cannot protect religious principle. If we cannot be neutral, one cannot protect religious principle. Neutral means what? I don't take side. Right? Like nowadays we see that some devotees are becoming so engaged in political party. I trust in this prime minister, I trust in that prime minister and all these kind of things. So the person must be neutral. When a ruling party comes or when the opposition party comes, we should treat them equally, respectfully. Right? So we don't take side. All right. So why we should not do that? Just to protect our religious principle. When Srila Prabhupada met his guru for the first time, he's saying about the India getting liberated. We have to fight for India to become independent. Then we can talk about devotional service. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, when the whole Indian had that sentiment, but Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada asked, then after independence, what else? What else will you achieve after independence? To this independent, then another person going to come and take over. And of course, there'll be more protests will come. This person no good, that person no good. He's going to go and this is Kali Yuga. All right. So that means he remained neutral. He was not against it and he was not with it. So we must be always that, because to protect our religious principle, because our religious principle, we are above the body, right? When there's a party like Indians, like recently, there's some time back, the issue in Bangladesh. A lot of issues in Bangladesh is happening. They say, oh, they're so, but I also I did not put any comment forward, and I because we want to remain neutral, right? But ISKCON is affected, yes. But you must understand, just remember the story of Avanti Brahman. He was hit, they pee on him when he said, they throw his food out. But after that, Avanti Brahmana says everything happening is because of the reaction of the three mode of material nature, right? Because some or other, the thing will subside. Now it subsided, everything seems to be okay, right? So we must always remember that. The devotee should be afraid of insulting other Vaishnava. Very important. Okay, stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 3.164. Mahantera apamana ye desha gramahai. Eke jana dosha saba desha ujadai. Wherever an advanced devotee insulted, for once man's fault, the entire town or place is afflicted. Okay, so it says, wherever an advanced devotee is insulted, a great pure devotee is insulted, and because of that one person who did that, the entire town is afflicted. The entire town or place. Sometimes we read, when a pure devotee is afflicted, also like, correct, blasphemed, the entire village become barren. The entire village become spoiled. All the opulence in the village is gone. So like that, just because of one person. Because Eka Janara. Eke Janara means one person. Uru Janam, Eke Janam. What did he doshe? Insulted. Then, because of that, Sabadesha, the entire village, Ujadaya, gone. Afflicted. So must be very careful, right? So the devotee should be practice forgiveness and show mercy. Another thing. By the same time, another quality is devotee should be practice forgiveness and show mercy. Okay, and that is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 3.213-237 and Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Lila 13.182. Bhakta Swabhav Anya Dosha Shama Kare Dine Daya Kare E Sadhu Swabhava Hoy Prabhu Bole Vipra Sabha Danta Parihari Vaja Giya Krishna Sarva Bhute Daya Kare. A characteristic of a pure devotee is that he excuses any offense by an ignorant rascal. Right? So this is another thing. When anyone insult you, when anyone offend you, and you can get very, very, very affected. You can be very carried away, you can be very upset. But when a person come and ask forgiveness, you should be able to excuse them. Don't use this term. I forget. I forgive, but I cannot forget. The term I forgive but not forget. No, that's not a characteristic of a pure devotee. Because we understand the person who are coming and troubling you, because they have some kind of flaws. If you don't forgive them, they're going to rot in hell. Their attempt of being a pure devotee is being tarnished, is blocked. Right? So it is always better. That's why it's a pure devotee means the one who was so soft-hearted. But if still you don't have the heart to forgive others, check and balance yourself. Oh, that means I'm not yet in the pure devotee. Right? But you can still forgive them, because sometimes faking it is good. Fake it till you make it. Right? So it is the characteristic of all saintly persons to be kind toward the poor and fallen. Right? So it's a characteristic. The Lord says, oh Brahmana, give up all pride and serve Krishna by showing mercy to all. Okay? The devotee, okay, just give me a second. Let me see whether I got the notes. Okay. Now, all right. Now another thing is the duty of preach by setting good example is very important. A devotee is also to preach by setting good example. First, your example speaks louder, then your preaching comes second, right? In Chaitanya Antilila 4.103, Achara Prachara, Namera Karaha Dui Karya, Tumi Sarva Guru, Tumi Jagatera Arya. Achara means acharam, all right? The characteristic. Prachara means preaching, okay? You simultaneously perform both duties, that is, in relation to the holy name, by your personal behavior and by your preaching. So it's very important because sometimes we see that we preach also through our characteristic, right? So a devotee must be well behaved, okay? Because you must understand, being a devotee, you are a public figure. When you're going to do anything, it's just like if you're going to create any kind of misbehaving, right? It's just like a dot in a white cloth. So it can be deceived. So must be very careful, right? So then, therefore, okay, by your preaching, therefore, you are the spiritual master of the entire world. That means the devotees are the spiritual master of the entire world. For you are the most advanced devotee in the world. The devotee duty to, okay, now, what is the another thing is to follow Vaishnava etiquette. Okay, what is the Vaishnava etiquette? Tatapi Bhakta Swabhav Maryada Rakshana Maryada Palana Aya Sadhura Bhushana. Still, it is the characteristic of devotee to observe and protect Vaishnava etiquette. Maryadaya nadandukkum. Maryada. In Maryada. In Tamil, we call Maryade. Maryadaya nadandukkum. Maintenance of Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament of a devotee. Right? Maintenance of Vaishnava etiquette. When you maintain, it's just like you are wearing an ornament of a devotee. So one should consider Vaishnava's spiritual body. Right? So now the next thing is one should consider a Vaishnava's spiritual body. Okay. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 4.191 says, Prabhu Kohe, Prabhu say, Vaishnava Deha. Vaishnava Deha means Vaishnava body, Deha. Prakrita Kabunai. It's not, Prakrita means not material. Kabunai, it's not. Aprakta Deha. Bhaktera Chit Anandamar. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says the body of a devotee is never a material. It's not material. All right. Vaishnava Deha Prakrita Kabu. That means Prakrita. Prakriti means material. Kabunai. It's never a material. Okay. It is considered to be transcendental. What is the word transcendental? Aprakrita. Prakrita means Prakriti. In Sanskrit we call Prakriti. Prakriti means what? Material nature. I believe you all still remember that. Do you all remember what is Prakriti? In Bhagavad Gita, we have spoke about it so many times. Haribol devotees, do you all understand what is Prakriti?
Yes, Prabhu. Material nature, Prabhu.
Yes,
Very sure.
Good. How about you, Chaitanya Daya Prabhu, then Sarus Mataji, Nanda Devi Mataji, Sadguna Mataji? Who else? Lucen is not here. Lucen Chang is not here. Right. Do you all remember what is Prakriti?
Nature.
Yes, Prabhu.
Creation.
Okay. Prakriti means material nature. Not nature, material nature. But here the word is aprakriti. When you put an A, it's opposite of material nature. That means it's transcendental. All right. Deha. Then aprakrita. That means it's not a material deha. Deha means body. Bhaktera, who is the devotee. And that is the body. Chit Anandamoy. Which Chit Anandamoy is full of spiritual bliss. All right. It is full of spiritual bliss. Again, I would like to offer my gratitude to each and every one of you for doing this thing. Oh boy, studying this Chaitanya Charitamrita along with this Bhaktiyaloka, it is so nectarian, right? Okay. So now, there's a need for worshipping Krishna in a solitary. There's a need for worshipping Krishna in a solitary place after completing one's activity, household life, and sense gratification. That is, after a person give up, that is, after a person becomes vanaprastha or sannyasi, it is what is the need for them to go into forest, all right? Take sannyasi. All right, in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 4.214-216 describe. Ekavatsara Rupa Gosha Nira Gauda Vilamba Hoila. Kutumbera Kudumbam. Kutumbera Stiti Artha Vibhaga Karidila. Gaudeye Arthachila Toho Anoila Kutumba Brahmana Devalaya Vanti Deal Saba Mana Kata Goshani Kari Nirvahana Nishinta Hona Shigra Aila Vrindavana. Sri Rupa Goswami was delayed in Bengal for years because he was dividing his money among his relatives, right? Because Rupa Goswami is supposed to go to this thing, but he was delayed because he's dividing his money among his relatives to situate them in a proper position. He collected whatever money he had accumulated in Bengal and divided among his relatives, right? Divided among his relatives. So when you want to give up, take sannyasi, make sure that your money is also, your relatives also taken care. All right. Then the Brahmanas and also to the temples. Thus, after finishing all tasks, he had on his mind, he returned to Vrindavan fully satisfied. Right? So that's the thing. Now, the devotee must give up the desire for fame. Very important. This is very, 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 very important. Because a person can give up everything in life. He could give up everything in life. He could give up non-meat eating. He can give up everything. But fame, it is something very, very hard to give up. Even it also exists in advanced devotees. Fame. Why he did not respect me? When I go, make sure you tell me about it. So fame, no name and fame. So it's stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 5.78. Mahanubhavera e sahaja swabhava hoy. Appa apanara guna nahi apana kahai. So it is a natural characteristic of advanced. It is a natural characteristic of those who advance in devotional service. They do not personally speak of their own good qualities. All right. So now another thing also says. Another thing also there's a book of. I think we read it in Nectar of Instruction. The 8th instruction purport. The conclusion by Hari Bhakti Vilas. Who wrote Hari Bhakti Vilas? Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. Is it Sanatan Goswami, right? Hari Bhakti Vilas. All right. Anyway, the conclusion of that statement, he made a statement. Looking for a fame is equal to stool. Fame is equal to stool. And aspiring for a fame is like touching and smearing the stool. Can you imagine?
Sanatan Prabhu, Sanatan Goswami Prabhu.
Goswami, okay, thanks. Sanatan Goswami. He wrote that. Maybe, Prabhu, do you remember that verse? Do you remember that? Chapter 8? Let me see whether I can find it. Is it chapter 8? No. Chapter 9. It's a very, very powerful statement. Stula, they call stula. Those miscreants, grossly foolish lovers among men. Where is it? One who criticizes pure devotee. Okay, I'll try to get the reference. Okay. Anyway, I always speak about it now. I can't remember where. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, 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 give me the remembrance, all occupation. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Okay, anyway, I can't recall, but anyway, he says when a person who are seeking fame is equal to a stool. All right, stool-like character. All right. So, but when a person wants that fame, It's just like touching the stool, smearing the stool on their body. Right? It's very important. So, so we have to give up the desire for fame. Because we always say, all Krishnarpanam, every good things happen is only by the mercy of your spiritual master. A person can speak about it and talk about it and be convinced about it. You know, when you can perform a very good bhakti, when you can perform a good chanting, when you can give a fantastic class, when you read that, you can remember all the Vedas. You know, you could be a Bhakti Sastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti, Sarva Bhauma. You can do whatever things. But all this is because of the mercy of a spiritual master. Yes or not? Without the mercy of spiritual master, you think you can do all this? Cannot. You know, you can't do this. So that means we understand. But when we want to enjoy it separately, yes, I this thing, you are trying to tell me, I am this qualification. Then we know this is a kind of stool-like attitude, fame, right? Because the devotee always dedicate everything to Krishna. They know everything that's happening is because of the mercy of the spiritual master. Then now a devotee should have no faith in worldly poetry. You should have no faith in worldly poetry, right? Gramya kavira kavita shumite hoi dukkha vidagda atmiya vakye shunita hoi shukha. So now you see that a lot of followers, a lot of poets will come and start to like twist and turn the language. All right, the Tamil is the worst, right? The people all like they have the Tamil sentiment. All Gramya Kavi. Gramya Kavi means Gramya means it's like a village type. Kavi means poetry. Okay. So hearing the poetry of a person who has no transcendental knowledge and who writes about the relationship between men and women simply causes unhappiness. Right? So that means hearing the poetry. And where do we hear the poetry? Who is the one like Vairamuthu? All this kind of nonsense. They don't talk about the transcendental loving service of Krishna, but they always talk about the relation between men and women. The man stared at the women stared at the man, and suddenly something will happen. Some kind of a flower start to bloom in the heart, you know, and that guy became ecstatic when the girl says, no, but when you touch me, I feel like I'm out of the world. I fainted, this blah, 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 all this nonsense bullshit. Nonsense, bogus. All these kind of bogus things we have to avoid. Right? I have seen people who can do all these kind of things, but end of the day, whoever, because all these kind of things doesn't last it. Right? Anyway, so this kind of nonsense simply cause unhappiness. Why? Okay, when you listen to the song, you feel so good, but suddenly say you don't have a wife or husband with you. Or if you're married and all the songs says, yes, I remember once when I fell in love, I was so happy, but now I'm very unhappy. So all these things will simply, that's why we say, don't waste your time listening to cinema songs. There's a lot of nice music, nice songs that glorifies Krishna. I know, go to the YouTube now, you're playing one by one. So just simply engage in that. Don't watch cinema, don't watch these kind of songs, because it's all written by a mundane poets. So whereas hearing the words of devotee fully absorbed in ecstatic love causes great happiness. So that means hearing the words, that means you can, there are a lot of lectures that you can hear, and there's a lot of songs like just now, you know, the Krishna kids, you know how nicely, innocently they sing. Just looking at them singing that Tulsi Arati brings happiness. All right, so it's just better that way. So now, anything, it's an offense, you disobey. So it's an offense to disobey the order of spiritual master. This we'll study next week when we start Harinam Chintamani. Right? So the result described in Chaitanya, Antelila 8.99. Guru Upeksha Kaila Aichi Palahoy Krame Ishvara Parayanta Aparadye Te Kaya. If one spiritual master rejects him, one becomes so fallen that he, like Ramachandra Puri, commits offenses even to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that means it must be very important. When a spiritual master rejects a disciple, he will become so fallen. Right? The example that here is mentioned is Ramachandra Puri. And he commits offense even to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A devotee, then after that, so that's very important. A devotee should give up the desire for liberation and pride for learning. Another thing, the devotee should give up the desire for liberation. If we all don't worry about liberation, I want to get moksha, I want to go to heaven. We should give up that idea. Pride, at the same time, and also the pride of learning. Oh, I've learned too many things. I'm a Bhakti Sastri, I'm a Bhakti Vaibhava, I'm a Bhakti Sarvabhauma. I have done this, I'm a great scholar. Must give up that pride. Okay? Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antilila 13.109110. Let's see what Krishna says. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. He says, Ramadasa yadi pratama prabhure milila. Mahaprabhu adhika tonre krupana karila. Antere mumukshatenhu vidya garvayan. Garvavan. Garvama இருக்கிறது. Ego, a lot of ego. So when Ramadas Vishwasa met with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord did not show him any special mercy. He did not show. Why? Although it was their first meeting, even it's meeting for the first time. Within his heart, Ramadas Vishwesha was an impersonalist. All right, within the heart, Ramadas, he was an impersonalist who desired to merge into existence of the Lord. And he was very proud of his learning. All right, even Mahaprabhu didn't show any mercy. Now, the another important thing is humility. Humility means humbleness. Okay, it's essential for a devotee. Humility is essential for a devotee. CC Antya Lila 20.28 says, Pramera Svabhava Yohan Pramera Sambandha. Se mane Krishna Mora Nahi Prema Ganda. Wherever there is relationship of love of Godhead, the natural symptoms are that the devotee does not think himself as a devotee. Wherever there's a relationship of love, and what is the natural symptoms of the devotee? He thinks that he's not a devotee, but always think that he is not even a drop of, you don't even have a drop of love for Krishna. You know, because that's when, because like how the gopis say Krishna Supreme. What? Who? You mean my boyfriend Krishna Supreme person? Are you joking? You're talking that Krishna. No, you go and tell Mother Yasoda, right? You know, Balaram go and tell, complain to Mother Yasoda. My dear mother, how could you tie Krishna? You know who is he? He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You know, this. And Mother Yasoda got so annoyed. He said, if you're not going to get up from here, I'm going to tie you. I'm going to take you and tie you to the pillar. I'm going to tie you. Get out. Go away. And Balaram will get scared and run away. Even Mother Yasoda couldn't recognize Krishna as a Supreme Personality. You say, what? You know, that is what the natural thing of a devotee. All right. Of course, we should not imitate. All right. Don't suddenly imitate. I don't have bhakti. I don't have this. You know, of course, imitation people can find out. And of course, we are actually fooling ourselves. All right. We are not trying to, because we are trying to understand, because we want to do that, right? This last part and the last 5-6 pages of Bhaktiyaloka, please study again and again. Try to grasp all the instruction, the final instruction, right? Now, a devotee should give up the desire for conquest. All right, he must desire, oh, I want to conquer others, all right? So, Dik Vijaya Kariba, Vidyara Karya Nahe, Ishvara Bajile say, Vidya Sattve Kahe. Conquering the world by means of material education is not desirable. If one engage himself in devotional service, his education is perfected. Okay, it's a very straightforward statement. A devotee should know the Lord is one without a second and understand his relationship with all living entities. Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Lila 16.76, 78, 80, 81 states, Shuna Bapa Sabare Eka Ishvara Nama Matra Bedra Kore Hinduya Yavani Pramarte Eka Kohe Korane Purane Eka Shuddha Nitya Vastu Akanda Avyaya Paripurna Hona Vaishe Sabara Hirdaya Sa Prabhura Nama Guna Sagala Jagate Valena Sagala Matra Nija Shastra Mate Ye Ishvara Se Puna Sabara Bhava Laya Hangsa Karile Se Tahana Hingsa Oya. My dear sir, there is only one God for all living entities. There's only one God for all living entities. The difference between the Muslim God and Hindu God is in the name only. According to all scripture, Quran and also Purana, God is one. He is non-dual, eternal, transcendental, absolute truth, infallible, perfectly complete, and in all capacity, he resides in everyone's heart. The Supreme Lord, transcendental name, qualities, and are glorified throughout the world according to the respective scripture. The Lord accepts everyone individual mood of surrender. By committing violence to others, you commit violence to him. Right? How a devotee should always firmly fix in path of devotional service. How you should fix? Fixed on the path of devotional service. How to do it? See in the following verse in Adi Lila 16.194. So what it says? Yes, Vivan.
Additional, Prabhu, Chaitanya Bhagavata and Chaitanya Charitamrita is the same, right?
No.
Different books, huh?
Bhagavad is a diary of what is name?
Vrindavana Dasa.
Vrindavan Das, yes. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime is divided into three. Ante Leela was kept by Sarvabhauma. Yes or not, Prabhu? Sarvabhauma? No, Sarvabhauma is the last one, is it? Who's the first one? Okay, never mind. When we start Chaitanya, okay, now there's three diaries. One is Ante Leela and, what they call, there's two diaries. One is the first diary when he was a young boy, Adi Leela. Then another diary is by Antya Leela, the last pastime after he takes sannyas. All right. Then from that Antya Leela, part of it was taken and kept as Madhya Leela as interim district. So there is a three personalities who have kept his diary, and each diary is called like Chaitanya Bhagavat and all these kind of things. You got it? But what Srila Kavira Krishnadas Kaviraj did, he took all the three distinct and make it into one, and that is called Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay.
Okay, bro. Thanks, bro. Thank you for everything, bro. Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. So what we understand first is childhood, and the second is sannyasi. That's only two. But part of it was taken and kept in the middle, we call as Madhya Leela. Okay, when you're during is the process of his getting married and accepting sannyas. Okay, childhood time when he was a young boy. Madhya Leela, when he get married, then he accepts sannyasi, in between. And the last Ante Leela, after he accepts sannyasi, when he start go around preaching, creating all this kind of impact, that is the last book. So now, so in Chaitanya Bhagavad Adi 69, Kanda hoy deha yaya yadi prana tabu ami badanina chadi hari nama. Now you can ask the question, Vivan. You are saying, if Chaitanya Bhagavad, which is have that summary. Okay, Chaitanya Bhagavad. Okay, Chaitanya Bhagavad is actually Adi, right? Chaitanya Bhagavad, they have a diary about him. But why this verse is not mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita? Do you get it? Vivan? Do you understand my question?
Couldn't understand, Prabhu. Can you repeat that, Prabhu?
Now you see this verse here. It's mentioned as Chaitanya Bhagavad Adi Leela 16.94. Okay? Are you following?
Yes, Prabhu. Tell me, Prabhu.
But what we understand, the Chaitanya Bhagavad is taken and written in Chaitanya Charitamrita. All got into Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhu.
But why there's no reference here, Chaitanya Charitamrita? Why it's only mentioned Chaitanya Bhagavad? Why there's no Chaitanya Charitamrita? Do you understand my question? Or in other words, can I find this verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita?
I'm not sure, Prabhu. I didn't read the book.
Question or not?
I understand, Prabhu.
I give you some example here. All right, some example here. Okay, now look at this example here. So it says, as stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela 3.213 and Chaitanya Bhagavad at Adi Leela 13.182. You got it?
Okay, Prabhu.
But why here is there, but there, the Chaitanya Charitamrita's reference is not there. You got it?
Got it, Prabhu. Got it.
Because Chaitanya, Krishnadas Kaviraj should be explaining in his first thing before you start the book. He said, I am not taking the entire thing and compiling in Chaitanya Charitamrita, afraiding the book will become very thick. You got it? So
Okay.
it's not all the thing from Chaitanya Bhagavat and all these things. To put here, he's afraid the book will become thick. Because he's referring to, when you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you're considered studied Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Because the conclusion is this. You know? So I don't want to take it thick. And certain places, he also give his own comment. And also he also take the comment from Rupa Goswami, all the things he's commenting. So that's why he just take the main part and composing it here. Okay? All right. Now, I think the Chaitanya Bhagavat book also is available now. Okay? Krishna, hopefully we can understand, read and understand. Kanda kanda hoy deho ya yadi prana tabu ami vadanena chadi harinama. Even if my body is cut into pieces and I lose my life, I will never give up chanting the Lord's holy name. No matter what, I will never stop chanting the name. Okay, how a devotee should deal with enemy. Now it's very important. Now you have enemy. I think all of us have got enemy, right? Some or other. So a devotee should deal, how you should deal with an enemy. Also described in Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Leela 16.113. Hey Savajivere Krishna, Karaha Prasada, Mora Drohe Nahu, Hey Sabara Aparada. He says, Oh Krishna, be merciful on all these living entities. Forgive their offenses. Okay. So he says, okay. He says, oh Krishna, be merciful on this living entity. Forgive the offenses of torturing me. Right? Haridas Thakur will be praying because Haridas Thakur will get beaten, tortured. Okay. At the same time, also this Nityananda Prabhu also will get attacked by them, the enemies. Right? But they all never go to Krishna and say, please punish them, Krishna. Cut them into pieces. He didn't say that. He said, oh Krishna, be merciful on these living entities. Forgive the offenses of torturing me. The same thing happened in Bible. When Lord Jesus was crucified, you know, when they take the nail and hammering on his hand and leg, you know, he was in pain. But what he's praying? Oh, dear Lord, please forgive all these rascals because they don't know what they're doing. Even at that moment, he's forgiving the people that crucified him. Imagine, right? So what happened if he cursed them? The entire Roman Empire should have gone, right? That's Roman should have gone. Yeah, I don't really get the message just now. Unhappiness by seeing distress. Right? What is that? Again, you asked me the same question. Oh, I answered that question. Okay. Okay, so did you ask the same question? 10 o'clock? Oh, okay. Oh, now another person. For me, it's vice versa. What I don't understand. What do you mean by vice versa? Forgive the offense.
Yes, Prabhu. It's very need to be very pure-hearted, Prabhu. This one on very level, Prabhu.
You can't fake it. Things will work out naturally. All right? You start to not to hate anyone. You know, that's a fantastic feeling, you know. But all these things have come when the thing cleanses from the root. From the root, that means from your heart, the cleansing should start. Not by taking a good bath, shaving your head, shaving your beard, keeping it very clean. It's not necessary you are clean. The cleanliness should start from your heart. And you can't take the brush and wash your heart. You cannot go and see a cardiologist and say, can you just take up my heart, overhaul nicely, clean nicely, and put it back? It doesn't work that way. You have to chant Hare Krishna. Just by chanting Hare Krishna with so much of faith, the anarthas in your heart will start to go off. And also Sadhu Sangha. Right? First is Sadhu Sangha. Then from Sadhu Sangha, then he performs the Anartha Nivritti. One slowly, all the unwanted things will start. So once you can come to the level of this. Okay? Now, the devotee must give up. The devotee also must give up the symptoms of pride, such as desire for fame and cheating. They also must give up. Okay, that means Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Leela 16, 228, 229 says, Padaloka Kariloka Januka Amare Apanare Prakatai Dharma Karma Kare E Sagala Dambikera Krishna Prittinai Ekai Taiva Haila Se Krishna Bhakti Pai. He is presenting himself as as an important person by imitating some religious sentiment. He is presenting himself. Actually, this arrogant and deceitful Brahmana has no love for Krishna. To achieve the devotional service to the Lord of service of the Lord Krishna, one has to be free from duplicity. A person must not act duplicate. Right? He should not have any duplicity. Okay? Now we understand. A devotee must also reject caste consciousness, very important in his spiritual life. Okay, you should not think whatever caste that you're born, give up that thought. Okay, must give up, must reject the caste consciousness. Chaitanya Bhagavad Adi Lila 16.238-239 stated, Adama kulite yadi Vishnu bhakti hoy tatapi se pujya sarva sastrika uttama kulite janmi Sri Krishna na bhaje kule tara ki karibe narakete maje. If a devotee of Lord is born in a low-class family, all right, born in a low-class family, he is still worthy of worship. This is the injunction of the scripture. This is the injunction of the scripture. It's not a sentimental description. It is an injunction. It's by the scripture. And if someone is born in a high-class family, but does not worship the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, then his high birth is useless and he falls to hell. All right? When you see a low-caste person, he is worthy of worship if he takes up to devotee. And if a high-class person who neglect the worship, even high-class is still go to hell. Right? So now, the benefit of loud congregation chanting. Right? What is the benefit of loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? It's mentioned in Adi Lila 16.284-286. Japa karta haite ucha sankirtanakari shata guna adhika se puraneta dari shuna vipra manadiya ihara karana japi apanare sabe kare poshana ucha kari karilo govinda sankirtana jantu matra shuninai paya vimochana. What is jantu? Jantu means the child in the womb. You know, in Bhagavatam, there's a jantu prayers. Remember, I used to play that video about the jantu, you know, the child who are stuck in the womb, you know, the jantu prayers. You know, there's a video, right? Okay, anyway. So it says that Purana says that a person who chants, the Lord's name loudly is 100 times more pious than the person who chants to himself. Oh, Krishna, look at that. The Purana says those who chant the Lord's name, right? But what happened if we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare? Or what happened if Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram? It's 100 times more pious than the person who chants to himself. Oh, Brahmana, listen carefully to this reason behind this. What is the reason behind this? One who chants softly liberates only himself. Those who chant softly, you only liberate yourself. But one who loudly chants the name of Govinda liberates himself along with all living entities who hear them. Right? So among all, like last week, I had a chance to go and climb Klerang Hill. And when they're up there, I chanted 108 times. That means one round screaming because there's nobody there. It's at the top of the hill. And I was screaming. I tell you what, it's really feel good. Because I remember my spiritual master says, we cannot control your mind, scream and chant. But of course, you can't do that in the house, you scream. You cannot do in the neighborhood. You cannot go to the park or whatever, you cannot chant. So actually it works, right? Maybe if you have time, try it yourself. So we have to chant loudly. Because when you chant loudly, the mantras will travel. You know, like example, I tell you, the tree. You know, my papaya tree was not producing fruit. I took the knife and I just put at the tree. I says, if you are not going to produce fruit, I'm going to cut you to pieces. And immediately, within a month, they start to produce so much of fruits. Why? Did he understood English? Did he understood English that I spoke? You know, of course, I said it in English. Oh, that means what? It's an English papaya tree, is it? But what? The vibration. The vibration comes with intention. Right? Sometimes when you look at a woman in a lusty form, the woman will get very upset. Where she can feel one kind. Why? You are just looking at so many people looking at her. But why when you look at her, she feels like agitated? Because the thought with vibration, the vibration travels, right? Similarly, when you chant Hare Krishna mantra is a vibration. When you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, all the living entities, flies, ants, and everything, including the tree, plants, everything, all will get liberated. Right? That means what? After they complete their punishment in that particular body, there will be a chance for that living entity to accept a human body and to practice bhakti. Okay? A devotee should not carry the burden of the scripture. The devotee should not carry the burden of the scripture like an ass. Right? They shouldn't carry the burden of the scripture like an ass. Rather, he should understand their purpose. Right? There's no point studying and taking all the burden of this thing like an ass. Like an ass means donkey. Right? Rather, you should understand their purpose. What is that actually they're teaching? So in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Lila 1.158 says, Shastrera na jane marma, adyapana kare, gardabera prayasena, shastra bahi mare. One who teaches the scripture without knowing the purpose is like an ass, a donkey. That means he's carrying the load of all the scriptures. I mean, when a person teaching the scripture without knowing what is the purpose is just like a donkey. All right? How a devotee should give up enviousness. Now, how a devotee should give up envious? Explain Chaitanya Bhagavat, right? 1.240. Bhakti hina karma kona palanahi pai, say karma bhakti hina parahinsa yai. Activity that are devoid of bhakti, activity that has no bhakti, produce no result. Such activities result in violence and to others. Right? So if there's nothing bhakti, of course, sometimes it can create fight and it creates violence. A devotee should give up seva aparats. Okay. A devotee should okay. A devotee should give up seva aparat. That is offenses in serving the deity, of course. Right? As stated in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Lila 5.121. Seva vigrahera prati anadarayora Vishnu stane aparada sarvata tahara. One who has no respect for the deity, one who has no respect for the deity form of the Lord, constantly committing offense at the lotus feet of the Lord Vishnu. See, when you enter the temple, first thing is, when you look at the deity, you should stare at the deity. Then after that, go to Prabhupada, and then after staring at the deity, you should immediately offer your obeisances. Right? Offer your obeisances. See, how to look at the deity. Don't straight look at the face. Don't look straight, look at the face. You should stare from the leg first. Look at their lotus feet. Wow, beautiful. Okay? Charanaravinda, beautiful lotus. Then slowly go up. Look at the knees. Then look at the hip. Look at the chest. Look at the neck. And then look at the face. Then look into the eyes. The same thing to Radharani. You look at the lotus feet. Look at the knees. Look at the hip. Look at the chest. Look at the neck. And look at it. And by doing that, it's just like you're doing arati to them. By down, you're going up and seeing them. Don't try to see face to face. Right? That's how you should adore the deity. But you don't do this in a normal life, right? When you see a girl or boy, you don't look down and look up and they think you're a pervert. But in spiritual life, that is how you should see. Look at the form of the deity first up. Right? So like that. So that means it's all kind of offense. Suddenly this thing, or sometimes talking bad in front of the deity, taking a vow, taking a curse in front of the deity, fighting in front of the deity, speaking loudly in front of the deity. You know? We know the deity is rested. We just simply talk. Because thinking that's only a doll. That means you don't recognize, oh, deity is sleeping. Please talk softly. Like prasadam. Where is that Mahaprasadam? Then what is this? Oh, Mahaprasadam is some special offering. Yeah, but what is in front of you is also prasadam. All these are aparats. Right? So you must be careful. We will study this in Chaitanya. Harinam Chintamani. If a person internally situated in Vaishnava, if a person internally situated as Vaishnava, internally, even though externally he maintains attachment to sense gratification. Right? So internally he still have faith in Krishna, but externally he still maintain, he's going to this thing, he still maintain life as a karmi. Okay? Then he should count it as a devotee. Okay? Please mark this word. He also counted as this devotee. And that described in Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya 7:22. 38. Vishayira prayatan ra parichada sabha. Shinitena pare keho tinho ye Vaishnava. Asya rahila navadvipe gudra rupe. Parama bogira praya sarva loke deke. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi dressed like a materialistic person. Who? Pundarik Vidyanidhi dressed like a materialistic person. Okay. No one was able to recognize that he was a great Vaishnava. So he came to Navadvip and remained there incognito. That means he remained like a non-devotee look. Everyone saw him as a grossly materialistic person. Then everyone saw him as a materialistic person. So sometimes you must understand the heart, right? So we have to be very careful not to offend anyone. A devotee should not maintain false pride due to material education and so on. All right, oh, I'm a doctor, I am this, I am that. No, so you shouldn't maintain, okay? It's mentioned in Madhya Lila 9:2-3-4. Ke karibe vidyadan rupa yasa kule ahankara badi sava padaya nirmule. What is the use of education, wealth, beauty and fame and high birth? They only increase one's pride to the point of his fall down. Wow, look at that. What is the point of high education? Wealth, very beauty, fame, high birth. What's the point? These are the things will definitely increase one's pride. We are very handsome, I'm very beautiful, I'm very this, I'm very that. It will increase your pride to the level you will come to your ultimate fall down. Please underline this statement. A devotee should remain in the principle of Vaishnavism. He should not support various opinions in social or social reason. That means a devotee should remain in the principle of Vaishnavism, should not support various opinions for social reason. So when you are because you want to when Mayavadi group invite you to talk on something, you have to uphold the principle of Vaishnavism. You don't go and say, yes, what this Shankaracharya says correct, everything is one, just for the social thing. No, you cannot do that. And that is really nicely shown by Prabhupada. Even though he was staying under the shelter of a Mayavadi, but when he got a chance, he spoke about Vaishnavism. And the Mayavadi guy said, oh, you can't stay with me, Swamiji. Yes, I'll go. And that's why Prabhupada left. So always, they never compromise. Shane dante tirnaloy, shane jati more. O kada jatiya vetana dekibi more. Prabhu bale o veta yakano yato yaya. Se mata kata kahi tata mishaya. Bhakti stane uda uhara haila aparada. Etake uhara haila darashana bada. Sometimes he takes a straw in his mouth and sometimes he beats me with a stick. Therefore, he is not fit to see me. The Lord continued. Wherever he goes, he mixes with those people and talks like them. He is an offender at the feet of Bhakti. That is why he is forbidden to see me. The fault of taking sides against the Vaishnava described. Okay, so that means this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining. When a devotee, they simply go there and acting on social reason. Okay. Then a fault of taking sides. The fault of taking sides against Vaishnava. Okay, when you take a fault against the Vaishnava, what is the thing? Madhya Lila 13.168. Ye papista eka Vaishnavera paksha hoy. Anya Vaishnavera ninde se yaya shaya. A sinful person who takes a side of one Vaishnava and condemns another is vanquished. When the Vaishnava is citing, you take one Vaishnava to condemn another Vaishnava, vanquished, you disappear. A devotee should not commit sinful activities after accepting the holy name of the Lord. It says, Prabhu bale toro ara na karis papa, jagai madai bale are nare papa. The Lord said, do not commit further sins, Jagai and Madai. Do not commit any sin. Jagai and Madai replied, never again, O Lord. He said, do not commit further sins. Right? How a devotee should remain aloof. How a devotee should stay aloof from the rules of regulation. Okay, it's mentioned 16.144-147 Madhya Lila. Yata vidhi nisheda sagale bhakti dasa. Hete yahara dukkha se yaya nasha. Visaye madanda sabha e marmana jane. Sutta dane kula made Vaishnava nachine. All the rules and regulations are servants of bhakti. One who has trouble accepting this is destroyed. All the rules and regulations are servants of bhakti. When one has a trouble to accept this, is destroyed. It's gone case. One who is blinded by false pride and never understand the secret, all right? And can never, once blinded by the false pride, can never understand the secret. Being proud of his children, wealth and high birth, he fails to recognize a Vaishnava. Very important. A devotee should avoid conversing with the atheist. Mentioned in CC Madhya Lila 17.19. Nagare hoile kiba pasandi sambasa. Eva karani na nahe prema parakasha. Did I speak with an atheist in town? Is that why love of God is not manifesting today? So he's asking that question, right? Then giving up relationship with non-devotees is the most essential. Giving up relationship with non-devotees is the most essential. So among all the important things, to give up relationship with non-devotees. Sri Advaita Prabhu gives up the following statement. Give the following statement in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Lila 19.175. Yadi mora putra hoy, aya va kinkara, Vaishnava aparadi muni, na dekun gochara. Even if he's my son or servant, I will never see the face of a person who offends a Vaishnava. Okay? Who says that? Advaita Acharya. Advaita Prabhu. Who is Advaita Prabhu? Lord Shiva and Lord Narayana combined. Okay? You must be very careful. So he said, even if it's my son or even if it's my servant, I'll never see the person who offends a Vaishnava. Right? So there's a comparison between bhakti and pious activity. There's a comparison between bhakti and pious activity. Explained in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Lila 23:54. Prabhu Bale, Tapakari na Karaha Bala, Vishnu Bhakti Sarva Shrestha Janaha Kevala. The Lord says, don't think you have become powerful by performing austerities. Know for certain that devotion to Lord Vishnu is the highest goal. The hypocrites and cheaters sometimes advertise themselves as incarnation. Who? Okay. The hypocrites and the cheaters sometimes advertise themselves as incarnation to increase their pride. A devotee should cautiously avoid their company and even their worship. Don't pray to those who call themselves as God. You should avoid their company and this thing. A devotee should cautiously avoid their company. As there is Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Lila 14.82-83. Madhye madhye matra kata papi ganagiya loka nashta kare apanare lau vaya. Udara Bharana Lagi Papista Sagale, Raghunath Kari Appanare Kehabali. Sometimes a group of evil persons who try to mislead people in general from the spiritual path with wrong advice. These sinners simply cheat people in order to fill their bellies and claim to be Lord Ram. Devotees should constantly take shelter of the holy name after passing their lives. Okay. Then after that, devotees should constantly take shelter of the holy name while passing their life without duplicity or sin. There is no greater religious principle than this. The Chaitanya Bhagavat gives the following conclusion. Ataiva Kali Yuga Nama Yajna Sara Ara Kona Dharma Koile Nahi Koyipara Ratri Dina Nama Layate Laya Kaite Suite Tohara Mahima Vede Nahi Paradite. Therefore, in Kali Yuga, chanting the holy name is the essential religious process. Okay, religious principle. No other religious practice can help one cross the material ocean of nations. Nations mean what? Ignorance. Even in the Vedas are unable to sufficiently glorify one who chants the Lord's holy name. That means even the Vedas is unable to sufficiently glorify the one who chants the holy name of the Lord day and night. Name day and night in all situations. Right? It's very important. Human beings should worship Krishna by considering the natural qualities, accepting the livelihood of the previous and later Mahajans. All right? Who's previous? Can you tell me the previous and later Mahajans? Well, who are they? Can anyone explain? Share with me who is later in... Who is the later? Who is the later and current?
Don't understand the question though.
Okay, what does this mean? Okay, now let me highlight. What does this mean? Previous and later Mahajan. What does this mean? What this statement means?
The previous Mahajans are the 12 Mahajans, Prabhu.
Now, the 12 Mahajan means like
The 12 Mahajans.
Example?
Brahma, Narada, Shiva,
Okay. Okay, then
Kapila, Yamaraj,
Bali.
Sukadev Goswami and all that, Prabhu. But the later Mahajan, I'm not so sure.
okay. You're almost there. How about others?
What meant to be the authority, I think should be Srila Prabhupada.
Sorry?
The
Srila
Goswamis, Prabhu.
Okay, Srila Prabhupada. What is Srila Prabhupada, Prabhu? What are you saying?
I mean, the previous Mahajans, okay. The later ones must be the Goswamis.
Okay, you're almost there. Okay, so now, so what does that mean is the previous Mahajan, please remember this by heart. The previous Mahajan is the personality before Chaitanya,
Prabhu.
right? Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That means we are talking about right? Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called the previous Mahajan. All right. Example, like we are taking like we take the okay, like our Acharya Madhva. We have Madhva Gaudiya Parambara, right? Madhvacharya and like a Brahma Sangita. All these are called previous Mahajans. All right. And the later Mahajan, it is also after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You got it, Prabhu? Everyone?
Yeah.
So that is the before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? BC and CM. Okay? All right. So that's the thing. So that means what is understood here is okay. So what we understand from here, it is very simple. Human beings should worship Krishna. Very simple. First thing is the final paragraph of this Bhaktiyaloka. The entire Bhaktiyaloka has come to end and is the final paragraph. Human being should worship Krishna. By how? Considering the natural qualities. Okay. Then accepting the livelihood of the previous and later Mahajan. So we have to follow the example of livelihood like the previous and later Mahajans. Okay. Then after that, Bhaktiyaloka Thakur saying, pure devotional service is proportionately enhanced. Proportionally enhanced. That is step by step enhanced by following a proper occupation. That means sometimes you say, okay, am I doing a good job? And you say, okay, proper. Otherwise, it is never achieved. Right? It is something that is never possible to achieve. With this, we end Bhaktiyaloka on 27th March 2025 at 11:10 a.m. After 31 days of studying Bhaktiyaloka for the last 2 months. Thank you so much. So do you have any questions? So what I suggest to you, the last five pages, the 10 pages is the conclusion of the entire understanding. So please read that conclusion, right? Please read the conclusion and read it. And even if you can, you just like paste it, right? So this is very important that you read it every day. Devotee should fully surrender to Krishna. So all these things are very important. The last 10 pages, last 6 or 7 pages is the most important. And then after that, finally, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is come to the ultimate conclusion. It is, okay, says that, all right, therefore in Kali Yuga, chanting the holy name is the essential religious principle. No other religious practice can help one cross the ocean of nations or ocean of ignorance. Even the Vedas cannot glorify the person who chants the holy name. That pious. So human beings should worship Krishna by considering all natural qualities and accepting the livelihood. All the natural qualities, okay, what is my nature? According to my nature quality, I'll accepting the livelihoods. And we follow the example by previous and later Mahajans. Then pure devotional service is proportionately enhanced. That means it's all there, part by part it get enhanced, part by part. Enhanced, right? By following a proper occupation. If not, it is never achieved. Hare Krishna. Wow. At last, we have really relished Bhaktiyaloka. So is there any takeaway? Everyone please participate in this because you've been practicing this. Just give one thing that inspired you. Who want to start? Vivan, you start first.
Krishna Prabhu. Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hey, Prabhu. The whole Bhaktiyaloka is something like for me is like a breakthrough in so many things. And then understanding about the detailing of Bhakti Vinod Thakur studies, this thesis. And then so much of realization, especially the conclusion on how to improvise in our sadhana and how to not to do aparats.
Okay, so which one is one point that inspired you that you're going to follow from Bhaktiyaloka? Give me one point that you're going to follow.
One point, not to commit offenses against Vaishnavas in performing the devotional service, Prabhu.
Okay, good. That means you from now onwards, you just think you're not going to offend a Vaishnava aparat.
Yes, Prabhu.
Now, how are you going to do that?
How I want to do that is that, as what Prabhu says earlier, if possible, the moment a situation happens during any occasions, something like that, there's a Vaishnava aparats.
There's something that can happen when you can see, but what happens something very subtly without you realizing. How to find out whether you're doing the right thing or wrong thing?
Find out.
How to know that you did right or wrong?
At that instance, Prabhu.
Maybe later.
To consult with another.
Write your journal. If you want to be
Okay.
aparat free, write your journal every day. Write where you went wrong, what went wrong. You know, because everything got cause and effect. Find the cost of that. You know. So that's why I say every day write a journal. Just summarize every day. Like for instance, yesterday I did one summary. Right? So anyway, I do it in my phone because I got that this thing journal. Or if you go to this thing, just write it down daily and check and balance whether you're doing the right thing or not. That's how you can stay above. Any kind of situation happen. Hey, yesterday I did this, it's aparat. So today the same incident happened. I have to stay away. Be conscious every day about your life. Okay. Very nice takeaway.
Okay, bro.
Okay.
Thank you very much, bro.
Another person, something that really inspired you. And yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah. You can hear me,
Prabhu,
no?
I have a question, Prabhu.
Ah.
Just now you mentioned about the distress, unhappiness by seeing others distressed, and
Okay.
then later, we meaning that the sinful karma all transfer upon our head. So after this thing, then we start to lose taste, Prabhu, on this devotional thing after we
Definitely.
accept the karma?
Okay, just like this. You see someone very poor on the road. Okay, you see someone very poor on the road, then what happened? You feel so bad for them. Mother and daughter, father, husband, one family sitting at the road. They are suffering terribly. And you feel so bad, what do? You go and take your entire salary and go and give it to them. Will you be happy or sad?
sad.
Now go back home, your wife says, hey, where's the rice that you supposed? Huh? Rice, you. What happened to the money? I give to the beggar, finish. You're going to suffer terribly. Until
Okay,
you're going
bro.
to work and get the next month. So, but before that, in between, you're going to take some loans. Maybe you can borrow your friend. Incur more and more. You understand?
Understand, bro. But just now you give me one example, like the another person is like very sick, then this guy go pray that all his please make get well soon. Then all is sinful upon his
Yeah.
head ready. Then what is then after
I
that
didn't,
he start to lose taste.
exactly. I didn't say all
Oh,
the scene he said because I'm not in the position to see the scene, but I saw after that person gave away all that piety to the brother, and after that, that person's bhakti style, everything's like he's back to like a normal person, first time coming to Hare Krishna.
oh,
It's advanced devotee.
okay, understand, bro.
In fact, there's one Maharaj. In fact, formerly there's Maharaj. Even Srila Prabhupada. I think even my Guru Maharaj also said in a class, in Ipo life class, he said, don't get carried away by this thing. If you really want to save others, go and give them books. Go and ask them to chant Hare Krishna. Don't simply take your good things. All my good piety, I give it to him. Don't do that. You rather go and give
Okay,
and let them.
okay, Prabhu. Prabhu, my takeaway for this Bhaktiyaloka is from this after I study this Bhaktiyaloka, I can see like more refining my character, bro. Last
Oh, good.
time, more refining, like I can see, okay, this is your mistake, this is my mistake, something like that. So like Vacho Egum, and then
Hmm.
like we always talk about this fame when we want the fame, we are playing with with a stool, something like that, bro. Like refining the character. We know what we are doing now. And then I start to write the journal also, but not every day, like, bro. Like 3 times a week.
Hmm.
Slowly starting, so we can
But
see where we. Huh?
the journal is helping you, right?
Helping, bro, of course, because the journal can highlight our mistake.
Exactly.
It can highlight us every day.
Exactly. Because we always think we are right.
Yeah.
When you write journal, you realize, oh my God, where did I go wrong?
Then that journal also might write on the same day. Cannot write today. Journal cannot write on the third day. Cannot. Then we will forget.
Exactly.
Uh,
Fantastic.
so today journal must settle today. Then we can
Yes.
see clearly.
Yes. No, today's
So
journal, right? If anything goes wrong, the next day, don't do that.
yeah.
Today
Then
I shouted.
only we will remember. If not, we will forget, bro. That's what I realized, lah, bro.
One of the things that I changed when I sometimes when I see my wife every day wakes up at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, something like that. She makes prasadam. She cooks early in the morning because my children don't eat outside and prepare prasadam for their lunch. So sometimes they go hungry without breakfast. So one day I just told her, what is more important, breakfast or lunch? Why not you just make the breakfast first? Lunch we can do later. The way I raised my voice, and that spoiled my wife's mood that day. She was very upset. She went to work. Then she started to send me message. Oh, I'm sacrificing myself. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you. This is how you treat me. Blah, 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 blah. I say, can you just cut? I got a class to attend. I got chanting to do. You are just wasting my time. Right? So when she came back, she felt so dejected and she felt this thing. Then by the time I came back, my mood was totally different. I say, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm still alive. The typical lady. But then I was thinking, I said, did you chant? He said, no, I had no mood. And I was thinking, why, what happened? Externally I'm seeing, but then I realized just a small statement early in the morning in a very angry, in a very irritated mood, spoiled her day. The whole day, her day spoiled. So when I write down in journal, that's when I realized, where did I go wrong? What did I do this morning? Now I realize. Right? So what I do, I'll just join with her early in the morning, right? Maybe try to make some here and there, just join together. Now it's improving. So like that. So you have to check and balance because it's a human nature to say, I am right.
Yeah, bro. But actually, bro, when we start to like follow this, we don't want to offend others, even include our own wife or whatever. But our wife won't understand us, bro. They try to do something that offend us. Then that's where the trouble start.
Okay, now you're going for Sankirtan, right?
Yeah.
You go to one house and the devotee tell you, stop singing all this nonsense. Will you get upset?
Yes and no.
Okay, why yes and no? Okay, yes, you're
Yeah.
upset. No, because of
No, because this is our duty to do this. Yeah.
okay. Then after that, say the person is not very aggressive. If the person come to you and just sadly tell you, please stop, love. Please, please. If that situation, what will you do?
Hmm. Slowly stop.
You start to talk to them.
Yeah.
You okay? Are you
Asking
fine?
why. Yeah.
How can I help you? Then you start to open. That means what? Even though sometimes when you go for preaching, we face these kind of difficulties. People ask you to stop. People ask you to get lost. Hey, you get out. They let them means, oh, from now onwards, I'm not going to do Sankirtan. We won't do that, right? We don't say that.
Hmm.
Yes or not? We some or other will try to go back and some or other will try to make them devotee. Okay?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Same thing to the spouse. Having a wife, having a spouse who are not a devotee is a preaching opportunity for you. Slowly, gradually, let them say whatever one, they can shout at you, they can do whatever. Gradually, once she become a devotee, she overtakes you. When people tell me that, I was thinking, how my wife going to overtake me? But now she's overtook me and she's flying off. She was totally against. But today, so pray to Prabhupada. So the wife can come and, yes, tolerate
Yeah,
like
Prabhu. Tolerate like a tree, Prabhu. Tolerate like a tree. My wife
Okay.
even say this is wasting time. I'm wasting my time.
I see.
Then I just keep quiet. Tolerate like a tree, Prabhu.
What is wasting time?
Huh?
What is wasting time?
Oh no, not sure, Prabhu.
Going for Kirtan, is it?
Yes.
Okay. So once she said this thing, but how your character must prevail. That means now you start to show very happy face. Of course, you'll be very happy.
Because she can't understand what I'm going through, what I'm thinking. She can't understand. That's the thing.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
The most important is you are practicing bhakti. You know what talks louder? The silence speak louder.
Yes. Exactly.
And how the silence should speak through the character. One day your wife will look at you and say, why you look so happy? So sometimes when you go out with your wife, you go to somewhere, they say, hey, why your husband? What is things will change. That's what Krishna guarantees. What I carry what you lack and I supply what you have. Just have faith in my this thing. So it's like that. When I want to do this program 5 days a week, my wife asked, are you sure or not? But now she said, I don't know. She said, you look different. You look this thing. You look more sober. You look more excited. You look this thing. So things will prevail. So Bhaktiyaloka will help.
Take time, Prabhu. Maybe take time slowly.
Definitely. It takes time,
Yeah.
but definitely good. Because you know why? Because as a devotee, you don't have hatred. You're not sensitive. You're not this thing. You're just simply forgiving. The way Pundrik Prabhu changed that Ratana Sabhabadi, the way he made him a devotee is something unbelievable. When he goes to that Ratana Sabhabadi shop, Ratana Sabhabadi is a multi-millionaire. It's a big-time businessman. When he goes there, he said, during the business time, you don't enter. Stay outside. Like that, stay outside. Don't even come. Outside, there's a bench. Stay outside. And he'll be dealing with the business, and Pundrik Prabhu will be very stubbornly be sitting there. He never get offended. Say, what do you want? No, actually, this is thing. Take the money. Go. Don't disturb during business time. Then after that, Pundrik Prabhu will come back again to see him. I say, I show 3 people on the tanda. What do you want? I say, Hare Krishna. Nah, outside. Stay there. I'll come. But eventually, Pundrik Prabhu, because of his tolerance and his patience and his firm faith, he made Ratana Sabhabadi as a devotee. And Ratana Sabhabadi is none other than his initiated name became Ratana Bahu Chaitanya Das. And he's my uncle who made me a devotee. If only Ratana Sabhabadi never become a devotee, just imagine what might happen to me. He went back to India. He sponsored, he donated a very strategic land exactly in the middle of Madurai. Everybody will pass through that area. It's like a main area, like Medankit roundabout. Everybody have to go through, something like that. So in that area, he gave the land. The whole Chettiar community became very upset. Oh, these fellows start to give land. They all brainwashed already. You know. Then after that, Ratana Bahu Prabhu, he went to, he bought a land, a piece of strategic place in Sri Rangam. ISKCON Sri Rangam is created because of him. You know, when you go to that Kaveri, after you take a bath in Kaveri, you come back, you have to pass through the ISKCON center. That piece of land was built and donated, was bought and donated by Ratana Bahu Prabhu. If only Pundrik Prabhu never had all the tolerance to convince, to cultivate him to become a devotee, what do you think might have happened? I might not be a devotee. And Madurai, that might be no ISKCON Madurai. There might be no ISKCON, what they call, Sri Rangam. And in Madurai, there's one of the biggest goldsmith businessmen, right? I don't know, you got a name? He became a devotee. After he became the devotee, you know, all the Chettiar fellows, when the millionaire become devotee, when a great man do, common men follow. It happens in India, not in Malaysia. Because in Malaysia, we don't even respect the great men. But in India, when a great man do, common men, when all this thing happened, some of my cousins, sisters, all became a devotee. Why? That millionaire chanting Hare Krishna. I say, really? Oh, that millionaire chanting Hare Krishna, yours that. Okay, this. And Ratana Bahu made him a devotee. And during young time, Ratana Bahu used to come to my mother for tuition. He just cannot read and write. He just like too dull-headed. My mother used to hit. He said, understand, no? But today he's preaching in, where is he preaching now? He's preaching in Madurai State University. He's giving lecture in Madurai University in the teachings of the Gita and the Bhagavatam. Can you imagine? Because Bhakti Yoga is Buddhi Yoga. So, like that, Kesavan, Krishna will provide. Have firm faith. Things will work out.
Yes.
Because I've seen in my last 30 years here, 31 years, I've seen so many examples. People from all varieties of background. End of the day, happy ending. Right?
Prabhu,
nice.
at what age this Pundrik Prabhu do this thing, Prabhu? At what age? During
Well,
what age?
I joined Hare Krishna in 93 and Ratana Bahu should have become a devotee in early 93.
That time Pundrik Prabhu was what age, Prabhu? 30 something.
How is he now? You
Okay.
ask, he's 31 lah.
Oh.
How do I know what
I think 30s, Prabhu. 30s. Now his age is 60s. 60 something.
Yeah, around 28, 29.
30s.
Late, early 30s lah. And that's why when Pundrik Prabhu is guiding both of you, I'm very happy to hear this. Because Pundrik Prabhu is not an ordinary devotee. He's
But it looks like ordinary, Prabhu. It looks like ordinary.
Exactly. So we follow his footsteps. Pundrik Prabhu, because of him only I remain, despite all the challenges. He's not an ordinary type of person. He's extraordinary. And you talk about tolerance, he is the tolerance king. He could just got he had so much of challenges. Oh, people who go through that kind of challenges, the people can even commit suicide. He got hit from all angles, yet he remained calm, tolerate, and he just went on. And he's your guide. He's your Siksha Guru. Fantastic. Okay. Any other takeaway? Anyone? Quickly. Now it's already 11:30. This is only a last chance, Bhaktiyaloka, because I don't think so we're going to go to Bhaktiyaloka again. Maybe this entire lifetime, because you already passed through. We are going to go on to another, we're going to pass the baton to another book. Harinam Chintamani. Is there any takeaway? Quickly. Sadguru Mataji. Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu.
Very good experience, Prabhu.
Okay. What is something that has inspired you?
I can only say your inspiration, Prabhu. You can tolerate us for such a long time, non-stop.
Huh? What is it?
I mean, I'm perplexed by your tolerance, Prabhu. All these days, every day you come and tolerate us, Prabhu.
It gives me so much of pleasure. I'm not tolerating you. I'm happy that you are tolerating me. I'm bragging a lot. I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking all these kind of brags, and yet you all are still can tolerate my nonsense. I should be very grateful to you, Prabhu. So any point?
Every day, non-stop, you come, Prabhu.
Well, I'm trying my best, Prabhu, but still I'm a big nonsense. I still can't remember things. I can't know. Anyway, okay. Anyone else? Sadguna Mataji, I saw you unmuting.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, you are giving a lot of awareness. And I've started beginning to chant.
Point you take away from Bhaktiyaloka. What is that?
Chanting. I've decided to chant daily. Is making me to chant. Those days only, 16 rounds. Now I'm increasing to 20 rounds.
Haribol!
And
Wonderful.
now daily now started to chanting morning. So that's something which I learned from you, Prabhu. Giving us a lot of enlightenment.
From Bhaktiyaloka, not
This is the chanting, that's what I realized, Prabhu. So from Bhaktiyaloka, which you taught.
you feel very good?
Yes, definitely. I'm very happy with this. Only past 2 days I missed it. I went outstation, so I missed that lesson, So anyway,
Oh,
I missed it.
YouTube is there.
Yeah. Otherwise, great, Prabhu. You're giving us a lot of enlightenment, awareness. So I'm learning and looking forward more from you. We are so much blessed to get you.
Nothing is from me. I'm just reading the book. That's all.
No,
I'm not saying.
Prabhu, Lord Krishna is giving you to do, is it, to the teaching. So we are so blessed. Thank you for that, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Chaitanya Daya Prabhu, you want to say something? What is your takeaway?
Oh yeah, the purity of the bhakti definitely is assimilate here. So seldom we hear this kind of topic in that detailed form, and then the respect was created in the heart of sadhaka definitely, because got one day I read about the shot. Look at the shot of this Srila Prabhupada. He was saying that about the chanting. He said if the Harinama is the name of the Lord is no different from Krishna. If it's dancing in your tongue, then you all should take into consideration the respect and all these things, because it's not going to it's not a kind of thing that God usually wants to do one. It won't be one. So it's not good. So the chanting of this Maha Mantra is greatly, we need a lot of details about how to see this, and then of course you delineate this thing in Bhaktiyaloka in a way there's a lot of charisma, dramatic as well, and all these things. It become a kind of thing that it can go into the core of the heart, at least if not, we might not absorb more, but the kind of thing is necessary we give into consideration for bhakti is more, and then it's creating this impetus for us to we don't have to think twice. This is it. So take away a lot of doubts, and of course the doubts will kill the bhakti. But doubts, if we can utilize in a sense that doubt arise, we know how to discard it. This is also a way that the thing is delineated, that we can come into this platform of pure devotional service. Because I never thought of about one can so easily, so be able to come into this pure devotional form. But from the delineation, all these things, the spark is there. Then realize that actually the soul is pure in devotional service.
Yeah.
Why can we see we cannot do it? We have to say okay, we go for maybe next birth and all these things, this kind of thing, and then that kind of notion actually is no good also. But because as you say, we might not get the human form also.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Prabhu. There's a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot of thing about this. Knowing this. Closer to this chanting of Hare Krishna, and they make us closer, even to the Lord, in that way.
Yes.
So Bhaktiyaloka definitely spear this kind of into the core of our heart. It was never did before,
Yes,
Hare
yes, yes.
Krishna.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you so much. Prabhu says he found the way to delineate the doubt. When the doubt comes, everything is destroyed. But here, he learned something how he could get rid of the doubt. Yes, Vaishnava Prabhu. Unmute yourself.
Yesterday, Maharaj was taking a class and he's talking of Markandeya Bhagavata. What is Markandeya Bhagavata, Prabhu?
Markandeya.
No, no.
Markandeya.
A speech he gave in Massachusetts. I
Huh?
saw about there's nobody to help me. Krishna, please do what you like with me. But what's the word Markandeya mean, brother?
Markandeya.
Markandeya Bhagavata. But the gist of the story is Prabhupada was praying to Lord Krishna, say, you brought me here. I don't know what you want me to do. I will dance according to your tune. All the story is there. But the
Right.
word Markandeya Bhagavata, I'm not sure. And I don't understand Markandeya. I went through the YouTube and what you call the thing. I can't find out anything about
Okay,
it.
you send me the reference, Prabhu. When I try to get you the reference.
No, Prabhu, it's not a story. And he said it's a prayer of
Prayer.
Prabhupada to Lord Krishna.
Bhagavata is actually the prayer of Bhagavata. Wait, huh? I think the prayer of a pure devotee, Markandeya. Anyway, I will just check it out.
But I want to know the meaning of Markandeya, Prabhu.
Yeah. I have no idea. I'll check it out for you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Nanda Devi Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. The takeaway here is that being sober and forgiving has actually improved the quality of my chanting right now.
Wow, that's fantastic. Huh?
Yes. Earlier on, it was like because Srila Prabhupada said must do 60 rounds of chanting. So I was actually I feel that I was doing it out of duty. Because Srila Prabhupada said we do 60 rounds of chanting every day. Though I do more, but I just felt like it was out of duty I was doing it. But right now, the feeling of chanting has changed. I'm actually doing it more spontaneously, and I feel good. I feel the love is there when I chant. Yes. So, and the other thing is that I also noticed that during my free times, I just started realizing that I'm also chanting. And I'm surprised. Oh, even like when I go for my walks, I'm automatically chanting. It's coming
Exactly.
spontaneously. Yes. So this is my takeaway from studying Bhaktiyaloka. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you, and my heartfelt gratitude to you for conducting.
Doing my job. Please don't thank your servant. I'm your servant. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. That my commitment to my spiritual master. All glories, all credits to him. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you so much.
Sometimes when you chant, after you complete a chanting, your tongue cannot keep quiet.
Correct.
It's
It's vibrating.
You put on the beats, your tongue. You try to stop it, also cannot stop. Easy feeling, right?
I went through this earlier stage when I started chanting. At night, I cannot sleep.
Yes.
It's running in my mind.
Exactly.
So it was disturbing my sleep, and I used to wake up quite moody and all these things. So finally, I just told Prabhupada, please help me. I need to sleep.
Yeah.
I can't go on like this. And okay, after that, it subsided. But yet, what I can feel is that even when I'm sleeping, it's like the mantra is there guiding me.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
I have this feeling.
You know, when you eat, your food tastes seems to be taste better.
Yes, Prabhu. Now what I do is that I play Prabhupada's mantra when I'm having my prasadam,
Hmm.
and it feels so good after that.
See, when you chant your the avidya, that your tongue will become very soft and everything. Then when you start to eat prasadam, the prasadam will taste extremely sweet. You know, and you'll be wondering, no, did I do that? Or you go to the temple, you know, when you take the prasadam, when you put, oh, it's so relishable because everything's in the tongue, you know.
Yeah, though it's just simple cooking, because I do very fast cooking in the mornings. My daughter, I
Yes,
have to pack everything.
to
Of,
Krishna, right?
yes, yes. I
But
have
after that,
to.
your fast cooking, quick cooking, simple cooking tastes amazing. Yes or not?
Yes, yes. Because I have to finish my cooking by 6:30 in the morning, because my daughter leaves to work. She takes prasadam to work.
Yes,
So I do simple cooking, and even that simple cooking tastes good.
exactly. That means have you improved your cooking ability? No. Your consciousness has changed. Your cooking, the consciousness go into the food, and the food when you
Yes,
offer to Krishna will love to accept it. So how many
yes.
rounds are you chanting, Mataji, per day?
I'm doing 16 now, Prabhu. Actually, before this, I was doing 64 rounds, but after I fell and fractured my wrist, I'm still having a lot of problem with my right hand. So I was struggling with two rounds at a gap, and then finally I improved to 4. Then, but I'm still doing my 16 rounds. It's just that I used to give space, like two
Okay.
rounds, 4.
So
And
you
now I can
couldn't
do
hold
16 rounds.
you couldn't hold your beats, is it? Because your hand is fractured.
Yes, I couldn't hold my beads, and my fingers
Alright.
still
If,
now, I still can't make a fist.
uh,
So I use my left hand at times, and my left hand also the thumb starts giving me problem. So I have to keep my left hand. I have to save up my left hand to do my other chores. So, but now I can do my 16 rounds, no problem.
very
I'm
good.
doing it nicely. So I'm slowly trying to Ekadesi I do 32 rounds. And slowly I'll get back to my 64 rounds again.
Imagine, Mataji, with these days you chant 64, you'll be floating.
Yes, yes, yes. Correct.
Now 60, you said you feel so much of happiness. Now you do 32, you start to chant 64. You will be
Yeah,
somehow rather like floating in the air. You feel like so light. You
correct,
see all
correct.
beautiful. You see the whole world looks beautiful, you know.
Yes, yes, yes. It's lovely.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
Bhaktiyaloka is honestly a very good book to study.
Exactly, exactly.
Very
Very
nice
nice.
book.
Thank
Yeah,
you so wonderful.
thanks a lot.
You're my
Thank you so
inspiration to hear your 64 rounds testimony. Very nice.
much.
Okay, anyone else like to share? Karpya Saras Mataji or Skanda Balan Prabhu, who have not shared before. Gandhi Mataji. Any takeaway? Yes, Gandhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Um, Actually, from the book of itself, learning the 6 faults that destroy bhakti and the qualities that enhance bhakti, that is like very nourishing, which during my Gita Gyan, I mean, we didn't go through all this. I went through Gita Gyan 1, 2, 3, but this one is really something new, and it's really enhanced
Hans,
the
yes, yes.
bhakti in you. But the takeaway, I hope I can do my 16 rounds soon. I'm working on it. Yeah, and
No,
then
see, you want to have that goal of 16 rounds, you must be inspired by one point. That means something should have inspired you. What is inspired you? What has inspired you in Bhaktiyaloka?
to have that power to get to go
Right?
pure devotional service towards that. Yeah, still a lot of, I'm still so much a Kanishta Adhikari, I think.
No,
So yeah, let me, trying. Hopefully, I will get more
you know,
association of the devotees. Yeah, that
you know,
is actually.
there's one similarity, between you and me. There's one similarity because I had question, what is bhava and what is prema? That was my question all this while. What is bhava? Now in Bhaktiyaloka, I start to understand what is bhava.
Yeah. True.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all your
My pleasure.
guidance, being very, being a servant to us, but we like to serve. We must be grateful to people who serve us. So
Yes.
thank you so much, Prabhu.
Wonderful.
Krishna.
How about, okay, another 2 more person. If not, we end the session here. All right. Okay. I think they are not available. So anyway, I would like to tell one of my takeaway that I'm very inspired, that after learned that, I've been keep thinking about it. A devotee don't have a past, devotee don't have a future, devotee live in present. Every single second, every moment, we are simply engaging in devotional service by thinking about it, by chanting about it, by singing about it, by no, everything, it becomes easy. And I feel life become more sublime, life become more peaceful and really exciting, right? So that's my takeaway. Anyway, thank you so much for all dear Prabhus and mothers for joining our class session today. So officially, we have done our Bhaktiyaloka, the book that I've been keeping for the last, 4 or 5 years. Then I try to study and I don't understand, then halfway I stopped. But the book is always on my table. So out of curiosity, I said, why not we do this? And turn out this is the best decision we have ever made. So starting from tomorrow, we're going to start this holy name. All right. I thought I want to take a 1 or 2 days break, but this book is very important that we should start immediately. The book that we're going to read is going to be Harinama Chintamani. Harinama Chintamani. Okay, the what is chanting of the holy name. Okay, if those who have not printed, please print the book immediately. And those who can find the book, please keep the book, because it's always important to have a hard copy. You can refer to it. Refer to that. Okay. So anyway, if those people who are interested, maybe you can talk around. If those want to learn about chanting the holy name, they can also come and join the group. And now they can you can also so they can participate in studying Harinama Chintamani. All right. Thank you so much. All glories to Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur for creating such a wonderful book. All glories to Srila Prabhupada for spreading this Krishna conscious movement in every town and village. All glories to all great acharyas, all great Vaishnava devotees who tirelessly went and preached and to create devotees all over the town and village. Right? So, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. All glories to each and every one of you for allowing me to serve you. No, I hope that I can serve you more. I can continuously serve without any hindrance. And I hope everything turn out smoothly. Till then, have a beautiful day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Bhaktiyaloka series ki jai. Oh Gaura Premanande, Hare Hare Bol. Have a beautiful day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna.